Welcome to the Mob Jazz podcast. Please be aware that the content of this podcast is primarily social commentary and represents the personal opinions of the hosts and guests. It is not intended to be a statement of fact or an official stance on any issues discussed. This podcast is for entertainment and informational purposes only. We encourage listeners to seek out professional advice for any factual matters or decisions. Listener discretion is advised. I saw somebody that looked like someone I used to know. I'm not sure if he was the one. He was very far. And he looked like the last person I had a crush on.
Yeah, why do you, all your stories begin like this?
Someone
Like
that
how?
you used to know was your crush. That's what you call it. Someone
Yeah,
used to know. Okay.
yeah. So I don't know if he was the one, but he... So, and when I said a crush, yeah, my crushes aren't... I don't crush like on somebody to be with them. When I crush on you, I think you are so amazing, I don't deserve you.
Damn.
Like I want you to be with the most beautiful girl I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you
But not yourself.
not me.
Yeah.
No, why?
Yeah.
I am not worthy. That's how. So I remember when I had a crush on this guy, I was like, I had a crush on him from like 17 to 18. I would feel oxygen leave the room when he enters.
Damn.
And then he got a girlfriend, right? So the first girlfriend he got, yes, I found her beautiful. Like, she had a very nice body. I said, yeah,
Good
Yeah.
on you. Good
she's
on you.
deserving of my crush.
Yeah.
And then they broke up. Then the next girlfriend he got is someone who I honestly consider one of the most beautiful girls in our age group. I was like, now that is what I am talking about.
Yeah.
Because for him to be with someone like me would be to demean his beauty.
Damn.
Who is this?
You've
man?
cooked yourself. I don't know you.
Like you're very
Roasted
supportive,
yourself,
but
bro.
Nah, bro.
No, but you see, it's not about me. It's about my
him.
crush. It's
Okay.
like, you are a specimen of God. You don't belong with a mortal. That's how I
With a
feel.
what? A motto.
A mortal like me.
Okay.
That's how I feel. Until I get over the crush.
And you're like, eh.
And then,
How do you feel after?
and then now, exactly. So I saw someone who looked like him. I think he was the one. And I was like, this man fell off.
Damn.
I would not give him time of day right now.
Ah.
Like,
You know, the one thing we're going to get from Casper every episode is she's going to cook someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think she's cooking herself? Then she turns
then
it, she
just-
judos it, bro.
Yeah.
no. So when I had a crush on him, he was above me.
Okay. Like older than you.
No,
No,
like above, like in the
was
realm
out
of
of
the
my
gods.
league.
Okay.
Yeah.
now,
The one that's
respectfully,
out of his.
no, not even like that. But I wouldn't give him time of day.
I feel like that's worse than
Yeah.
saying you're out of his.
Yeah, I wouldn't give him my number
Okay.
or my real name. That's
Damn.
or my real name.
What happened to him? Did he become like a thief and like a?
No, I'm sorry.
Yo, I'm so
that is
curious what the
insane,
fall off
bro.
looked like. Like, was it?
No, I think I'm starting to realize that I don't think these people are special. I think it's how I feel about them that makes them special. Yeah.
Crushes are like, they have to be like it's almost like you're naturally seeing all the best parts of someone. Like, it's inherently projection in a way. 'Cause
Crushes
it's
are
like,
very theoretical.
they can't
Like,
really,
yeah.
they can't be realistic because a crush has to be like, wow. Like, if it was realistic, you'd be like, oh, they're pretty, but like a crush is like, ugh, like, so
Yeah.
it almost has to be that high up, I guess.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so that's why I wanted to ask you guys. I want to know if I have a problem.
How
or
did you
if
have a problem?
or if everybody, when you guys, first of all, when did you last have a crush? And then when you have a crush, do you be thinking, the day I get my chance, I am shooting my shot? Or are you like me and you're like, this is a goddess that deserves a god?
I feel like you know my answer. We should get yeah,
Yeah,
what these guys
we should,
think.
yeah.
My last crush was Saturday night, man. I won't lie.
Yeah. Like you just met her on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
You meet a lot of people, bro. I don't know.
I do.
No, before.
And I have something to say about that, by the
How
way.
many crushes have you had this month, Sydney?
That's the only one.
This month
Yeah.
and this year?
Which month are we in?
This is
September.
Second week of
Okay,
September.
like the second.
This is the
Yeah.
second crush of September.
Yeah.
2 crashes in 2 weeks. On average, a crash a week.
A crush a week.
Nah, relax,
Yeah.
relax. By the way, I have complaints against you guys. So I go to the cinema a lot. And these people tend to say that when I go to the cinema, I don't even know how to define it. Like, when I go to the cinema, apparently I go there for a plan, like with someone, like it's a date. I need to go alone. So Saturday night, Friday night, Meraki. I find someone very pretty. I'm like, hey man, let me talk to her. And then I'm talking to her and she's like, man, don't take me to the cinema.
She listens to the pod, eh?
I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, man, I know when you go to the cinema.
What you've gone there for. I know what I look like, man. Just
and
another
it's a
day.
complete lie.
She knows ball.
She
That's
knows,
tough,
man.
Also,
First of all, I'm only seeing pros here.
Yeah, this is a fact.
She's a loyal fan of the
Literally,
podcast.
she's saying, take me to the cinema tomorrow. Like, you weren't reading between the lines, bro.
There were no lines there.
Hey.
0 lines.
But then does that mean like she wants to hang out but just not go to the cinema because she knows that's like
Apparently, that's why I take everyone.
Yeah, she wants to be
she wants to be
special.
special,
Yeah, that's cute.
Damn.
Have you been to a cinema here yet? I don't think you would come here, but the next time you're here, just go and ask about this.
Okay. I'm very curious.
Any
what the
cinema of your choice, bro. Any
is
cinema of your choice.
That's such a lie. But yeah, Saturday night, and I talked to her,
And
I met her on Sunday.
Nice.
You guys went out on
And
Sunday.
she left the country yesterday. It's so sad.
Your crush. That's
Be
messed
like
up.
that.
Did she know that did she know you had a crush?
Yeah.
Oh, you told her?
She could tell.
Weren't you guys shy?
Why should we be shy?
We have crushes.
Yeah.
Shy for
Like,
what?
I feel like having a crush, it's something that's very like inconsequential. I feel like in men's brains, that just means like I'm attracted to you, and like the small bits that I've seen of you, like I'm kind of interested. But I feel like after I've shot, maybe you're not even like a crush anymore. Like you're now just
Oh, you know someone I'm talking to. Okay.
I do feel like a crush is sort of predicated on a limited amount of information.
Yeah.
Not to diminish it, because it's a nice feeling, but it's also like I feel this way because I kind of know nothing about you, or very little. So it's like you get crushes usually when you see someone on a night out, or like you just meet someone in whatever situation, and you're just like, wow, like. But you're putting so many ideas onto who this person is, not really knowing who they are. So I feel like I used to crush heavy, hard. Oh my god, and it shows in the music as well. Like I was very much like see someone, oh my god, and then
You write a song
Time
immediately.
to write a song.
bruh, errors. But yeah, I don't know. Like since then, I feel like I'm more like, okay, I recognize that like I'm attracted to this person, not even necessarily just physically, but like there's something about you that's interesting. Potentially want to get to know you more or not. But yeah, I feel like also like I'm with someone, and so like in that context, I remember like meeting this person and having like a crush. I mean, like, whoa. But then that crush, once we started like getting to know each other, got in the way a lot of like actually getting to know each other. Yeah, like seeing this person like a person and like just getting to know each other in a healthy way. So I think I'm not anti-crushes, but I'm just like a bit more like, okay, I should carry some sense into this, especially if I'm going to talk to this person. Otherwise, I think crushes are nice to have when genuinely you have no interest in furthering your interaction.
So basically, like, my types of crushes.
Yeah, high key. Like I think that's actually there's a healthiness to it, because you're just like, oh, this person's like really cute. I can like have this idea in my head and it won't be tarnished. I'll leave it there. I'll let it rock. But if you're gonna go chat to someone, you gotta prepare yourself for phase 2.
I'm not gonna lie. Me, I kind of like the tarnishing part, man.
Like, okay, don't meet your heroes.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like for me, that's what I be going for.
Like I need this. Do you remember there's this really, really beautiful influencer in Uganda? We'll show her to you after. Yeah. And so he was saying, man, that girl looks like a goddess. And then he saw a video of her like talking, like she was just having a conversation. He's like, I'm so happy, man. I'm like, why? He's like, she's finally a human.
Yeah, like because like you kind of need to humanize your crush in order to like whether you want to engage or if you don't want to engage, you kind of need to see something real about them that lets you know if you want to or not. So for me, like when I have a crush, I want to talk to them so I can now be sure. Like, is this actually like someone that I can talk to, or should I just leave it where it is? And even if I leave it where it is, I'm like, oh, you're bad, but there's also this other thing about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I crush knowing they're human. Like, I know somewhere. I'll find
I
something.
don't think yours are crushes.
What am I?
You just like so many
Yeah,
girls,
yours are vibing.
man.
Like,
yours
yours
are
is like, you're a
just
viber.
interested. But like, I think there's a degree of like unrealistic, unhinged energy to a crush. Which is why it's called a crush.
Yes.
Like that's not a pleasant thing if you think about
It
how
isn't.
sounds.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
facts.
I hear you. But again, I still know the back of my mind that this
Yours is not a
person-
crush. Yours is what I like.
His is a
But I
like.
can't,
You're like
I
a-
can't like
you're
many
like-
people like
his,
that. No.
his is a like. No, and I was going to add, Sydney, when you're like, your birthday is like in a couple of weeks, right?
I don't
When you're
understand.
really re-evaluating your year, when you're re-evaluating your year, when you're looking at who am I now, what do I like, add into your hobbies, you're a liker.
You're like a,
I
You like
or at
liking
least
babes.
a lot of babes like pique your interest.
And you will
See,
go for
this
it.
This is why I'm not having any success at Meraki. Podcast watchers are listening to these things.
Yes, listen.
In a month
No.
of 4 weeks, you will vibe for women.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
Okay, you'll be interested in.
You'll be
Or
interested
you'll show
in.
interest in.
You can. I actually feel sorry for you, Sydney, because I hope you don't get into a relationship and you miss.
Crazy.
Not in a bad way.
It has changed now. It has
That's
turned,
No.
bro.
I want
The
better
times
for
have
you.
turned, man. From the bottom of my heart, bro.
I hope you don't get into a relationship and you miss that feeling of liking someone new often.
No. Relationship is different. That one I know for
Yeah,
myself.
that's what they say.
I'm not gonna lie, he's very different when he's in a relationship.
Very different. Yeah.
I can tell you this. You see how
Why over arguing? I'm different.
I'm not about you're different.
Not
Me, I'm
like
not different. Me, I'm not different. The intense crush I had, that crush lasted like 2.5 years. Intense, right?
That's a lot, man.
No, now me,
Unhinged.
I am unhinged.
Oh, damn.
But it's like it's also like, do you let like does the crush affect your daily life? Like, are you like thinking about this person, or it's just like when you see them or they pop in your head, you're like, oh,
Or when I'd see them, when I'd be in the same room as them, whether it's
It was
5
hectic.
minutes or 2 hours, my heart is racing. Guys, if it
You'll
had been
get high
5
blood
years,
pressure for
I would have
nothing, man.
hypertension right now. I
Yeah.
promise you. My heart would race. I'd get the shivers.
Yeah.
I would not be functioning okay. I
Crazy.
get this thing of when I'm nervous or anxious, I hear my heartbeat
Have
in
you
my
talked to him
ears.
before?
We were friends.
Crazy.
We were friends.
crazy.
We were friends. And then when I met someone and I got into a relationship, the crush
Vanished.
died. Yeah, vanished. But then also, if you saw how I was in my relationship, I'm the problem.
Okay.
I am unhinged.
Okay.
And I don't know how to do anything in moderation.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like now I have like unlocked like a new fear for me.
That what?
You know how guys be scared of like what the homies will think when they get a new chick. What? I'm scared what like my crushes will think of my new chick. Like now I feel like I don't want to disappoint the crushes
Why
with the chick that I
do
date.
you care
that's hilarious.
I don't know, man.
about what women will
And the funny
think
thing is,
of
like,
your girlfriend?
I don't even know these women. I don't even know who the crushes are, but I know they are out there watching.
And I can tell you this, I know some of his crushes.
Is it? I won't let you down, man. With that chick that I date.
The crushes themselves are a bit suspect.
Don't watch that.
I'm dying, bro. I'm dying.
Anyway.
Alright, welcome back to the Mob Jazz podcast, man. I'm Melvin,
Sydney.
Casper.
and today we are joined by
Hey.
Man from Nowhere.
Mouth from nowhere.
Yay.
What does that mean
Be
from
here.
nowhere?
Oh man, it's like, I mean, it started as a joke about like, because I grew up like I guess in different places, so I guess third culture, not really knowing where I'm from. It was a joke though, but then like I was going by Mao, and then it was really hard to find me on Spotify and stuff. So then like my partner at the time made the joke like, just call yourself Mao from Nowhere, and I'm like, that's so corny. And I texted my manager, and she was like, that kind of like,
Slaps.
yeah, it has a bit of zhuzh to it. Adds a bit of mystery, and I was like, yeah, okay. And then it just like stuck, and yeah. So that's now my go-to. Even though I'm like, my bio is literally just like from Kenya, and everyone's like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Like, from nowhere, but I know where
Nowhere
from.
Yeah, exactly.
What do
But I know where.
You know what I thought about it? I was like, but creative guys can be so artsy-fartsy. Like, see, why can't you just be called Kevin?
Nah,
Mao
Like-
from Kenya.
You can just be
That's the
called
hard thing
Kevin.
is also like going by Kamau. Hey, there's another Kamau who is far more popular than I am on
Swag
Spotify.
Kamau,
And I love his music, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hate him.
Yeah.
But also Kamau is like the John of Kenya. It's like just to the point where like people will meet me and they're like, "You really a Kamau because you don't fit the bill. Like you give."
You guys
something-
know how we say Kamau here?
how
Kamau.
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 There's a
That'd
W
be
there.
similar.
Who
Is
says
it W?
Have you ever,
Kamau.
have you ever met a Kamau?
No.
I know
We call
like
him
three.
Kamau.
But if I saw the name, I would not say Kamau.
What would you say, Kamau?
You guys didn't
Kamau.
have Kamaus in your school.
Mm.
I had like 3 Kamau
Primary. Kamau.
I thought Kamau, my whole life I thought Kamau was a Uganda name. Because all the Kamaus I knew were Uganda, and that's why we said Kamau.
Oh, word.
Was
Yeah.
it spelt like his?
Kamau, the exact same way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I always had the W's there. Kamau.
Yeah.
Now that makes sense. But I would not see his spelling and think Kamau.
Yeah.
Say Kamau.
Yeah, I would actually think.
Now, don't
Nah, relax.
And this is exactly why these babes need to know the type of man you are. Because anyway,
Bro,
Mao
welcome
from
to
nowhere.
our podcast, man. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
Um,
Honored to be here.
Yeah, how are you feeling, bro?
Feeling good. Feeling a bit under the weather, unfortunately.
Why?
It was just after Expressions. It was so weird. Like, I was out with people. I always have to mentally prepare myself for going out with Ugandans because it's just a bit different.
Oh, this isn't the first time.
No, it's not. The first time actually was 3 years ago when I came for Expressions, and I went out with people the day before the show, and I wasn't familiar with your game.
3 years
first
ago
of all.
is like the UG era, man.
Yo,
Guys
things
are
were
going to UG.
hectic, and also like it was my first time trying YG, and I was shocked because our YG equivalent is strictly for like shots
Is that
and
Konyagi?
for mixing. No, Konyagi I think is technically Tanzanian, and I like Konyagi genuinely, but KC Kenya Kane is like personally it's not something I'm trying to drink straight ever. But then I had YG and I'm like, oh, actually this tastes nice. I could just have this with a little ice and see where it goes.
Is yours gin as well?
It's technically it says cane spirit.
Sugar cane.
Like, you know the ones they don't define.
Yeah,
Those are the worst ones.
yeah, ambiguous alcohol. And hence, I mean, yeah. So I was just drinking RG with ice, feeling, I'm feeling smooth, feeling whatever, and then it just like hit out of nowhere. But this time, what was weird was I wasn't even like that drunk. I think I just got like ill. I think the week just caught up with me, and then I suddenly got like a fever. I went home. I'm feeling better now, genuinely, which is nice. Also, the food here is fantastic. I feel like it nursed me back to health. And y'all know how to do portions correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And soup.
And soup.
Soup.
For the soul. For the
Soup in the
soul.
food, bro.
Blessings. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good, man. We're glad to have you. How's everyone else feeling?
Oh, wow. I don't know. I think, you know what they say? How you look at life is how life gets. I think because I be excited for September, my birth month. This month's been going swimming. My skin's skinning.
Fire,
It is, man. It is.
Clear, bro. Yeah, you look like a wall, bro. Like freshly painted, oily.
This man said,
Hey, trust me, bro. You're shiny. You know when the light bounces off the wall?
My forehead
That's what she
is
look like, yeah. That shit is popping, bro.
yeah, but this week's been going swimmingly. I have no complaints, honestly. Yeah, I'm okay.
Nice. So dope.
Yeah, it was a bittersweet weekend, man. It was a good weekend, but on Friday I lost my aunt.
Sorry, bro.
She had
Sorry for
been
your
battling
loss.
cancer for a bit, so everyone was kind of ready for it. Yeah. But other than that, I've been okay. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Work as per usual. But it's feeling like a good week as well.
Okay.
Sorry for your loss, brother.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm doing good as well. Having a very busy week. It's been a busy month, I think. Yeah, man, but generally feeling good as well. Yeah, feeling good about everything. Excited for your birthday. Yeah,
Really?
When's your birthday?
Next week.
Hey.
Yeah.
No, she can't give the exact day
Can't give the exact
because
date, but
people,
I'm anonymous. They don't know who I
don't
am.
know who it is.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Alright, dope. So, I think we need to talk about some of this music, man. We've had a few artists on. So, kind of when you're preparing for an artist pod, you realize that like you end up having to ask the guys the same questions. But I guess every artist has like different answers to those questions. So like it matters what guys answer. So obviously the first question, man, like what kind of music do you do, bro? Or maybe just like introduce yourself to the audience first and then we'll get into the music.
For sure. So I like to think of myself as a multidisciplinary artist because I started in film and photography actually, and then got into music. So I still direct like my videos and do a lot of like the visual side of things, like make my artwork and stuff. Partly honestly because of like budget, but also it's I like that I can still speak to the visual side of things. And yeah, my music is definitely, I'd say alternative, but then it leans into like, firstly rap a lot because that's what I grew up on and I love words, I love poetry, and R&B as well. This project now that's coming out in like the next 2 weeks is very like Afrofusion, alternative, Alte vibes. Honestly, just because I made my first album, which was very like, you know, like, I guess, vulnerable, like raw kind of stuff. And I was like, I love this project, but like, it can't bang all the time.
I'm trying to vibe.
Like,
I'm trying to dance, man.
Yeah.
Yo, exactly. And it's like,
dance.
I don't know, you kind of do that and you're like, okay, I've let that out emotionally and physically, and I'm just like, I'm feeling lighter and I want to like speak to that. I also want people to know that like I'm a very unserious person and I don't.
That's key.
Yeah.
But I think you can.
We're going to play more from nowhere. Guys are like, damn.
When I was listening, yeah, I remember thinking when I was listening, I think I was listening to like the 2020 EP, and things were a bit emotional, and then like, cause like I looked him up, what he looks like, whatever, and then based on what he looks like, I'm going to use a certain line. I don't know if you guys know it. I've ever heard that there are certain men that look like they were written by women.
Gas. I'll take that.
That's tough.
And that's a very big compliment.
That's
Do you
big
know?
gas.
Okay, the rest of us were written by like
tough.
giants.
Sydney, not yours. I'm going to start on you on your day today.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm
That's
honored.
hard.
So when I was listening to, I was like, he looks like, and if I'm to give another example of somebody who they say was written by a woman, like a musician. What's his name? Tall guy, long hair. Hosier.
Hosier.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like,
I mean, tall guy, long hair. So
literally.
Literally. This guy is tall, by the way.
Yo,
This guy is not
Yo,
normal
don't
height,
let the
man.
camera confuse you.
This guy is tall, bro.
We're not the same height.
Right. So I was like, oh yeah, it's giving a guy who was written by a woman, like how he's talking, the type of music, the emotions. That I was like, okay.
Also, this chick dying, like, don't be mistaken, she dying actually like soft, like,
Yeah.
kind of,
But do you know why I don't like it?
why?
It's not that I'm a hater.
What is
It's
it?
that I'm very emotional.
See,
That's
that's
put on
lot,
a
man.
playlist.
So you
with
don't
a
be
hand.
wanting
no,
to
that's
cry.
real though.
I don't want, I don't be wanting to cry.
If you're like looking for escapism in music, and then this nigga's right here reminding you everything you're feeling, it's a lot. I
Like-
feel that too, high key, sometimes even as a listener.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I need background, like work and stuff. You can't listen to like the deepest things.
Exactly.
That's why
I
listen
don't
to my
want
liked
to
songs
be.
on shuffle, man.
No,
Just in case. Just in case I'm going.
he'll
I come
come
back.
from like
I would like.
he'll come from Hosier to like Vibes Cartel.
I need
Shock
that.
your
I
system.
need balance, man. I need balance.
I noticed one thing that happens with me when it comes to that thing of listening to emotional music is even when it plays, I kind of block out the emotionality by listening to like the beat, which is weird.
No, I'm a words person. I'm a words person. So for me, in fact, it happens that I can listen to a song that I've heard a million times and it will have come out 5 years ago and I'll be hearing new beats for the first time because I never hear the beats.
Listen to
But I know all the words in the song. So that's how I was listening to his music. And that's why for me, the phrase that came was like, oh, he was written by a woman. Yeah.
I won't lie. I don't know a single word, bro.
That's okay.
That's not a single word. And again, what's intriguing is, okay, you said it's very alte, Afrofusion, like what you're releasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about what you have already? Like, how would you define that? Because I failed to define it.
I mean, that's a good news for me, I guess. It's annoying for me on the marketing side, but it's great for me creatively because I feel like I'm happy that I'm starting weird and then getting to a place where I can dip into different genres. Because I do, like, for example, like, coming to UG and working with people like Mami Moon, like, they're the ones who actually got me into that bag of, like, oh, I can make, like, soft R&B joints and, like, you know, songs for the club type of thing. Like, but also, yeah, at my core, it's always going to be tied to emotions because I think that's why I make music, is to understand how I'm feeling better. Even if it's like, even if it is a song that's like light, it's still doing a bit of excavation, I like to call it. So I do feel like I would describe it mainly as alternative because I think all of my roots, and it's funny you mentioned Hosier, like all my roots musically tend to be on the indie side. So I listened to a lot of like Block Party growing up and like Phoenix, Tudo Cinema Club, I don't know, just like indie bands mixed with also a lot of rap music. And it all, by the time I was making music, I was like, I want this to have like a groove, but I want it to sound weird as well. And so I think, yeah, I think if it's undefinable, to me, that's a bit of a plus. And also, I like to prepare audiences for the fact that like it's gonna change each time. Like this project is super Alte, like I said, but the next one, which is already recorded, is gonna be very hip hop and like strictly into.
Oh
like,
damn! So you have more.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first time I've ever had like things in the vault. But yeah, for the first time, I feel like I have like things kind of stocked up, which is nice. It's stressful, but it's nice. Yeah.
Fair.
Bro, you keep hinting at like, I guess like your roots and like your upbringing. Do you mind me asking like about that? Like, where'd you grow up and?
Yeah, of course. So I grew up. I was aged till 4 years old. I was in Nairobi, and then I moved to the UK when I was 4. I was there till I was 9, partly in the countryside, partly in London, and then moved back to Nairobi. And then went back to the UK for high school for a bit. And I left that high school just because it wasn't like a good place for me. And then I went to the Netherlands for 2 years before uni. And then I went to uni in the States for film school. I was at NYU in New York. But yeah, in terms of upbringing, like I remember very vividly like living with, most of the time it was like me, my mom, and my sister. My mom also traveled a lot, but like it was basically being raised by like a lot by my mom and like what she liked to call spare moms, I guess, like having aunties around the house and like helping. So like I guess written by women kind of makes sense because I feel like it was a lot more women in the crib.
Too much.
One thing about me, yeah,
you be thinking, bro.
I be thinking.
No, you were spot on. And then also, I mean, the benefit of that is like, growing up, it was like I was around like the aunties, and you know when you're just like listening into like the talk, and then eventually you like start to like hear points and then chime in, and at some point they're just like, "Come on, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Well, actually, auntie, yeah." And I feel like that to me made me very comfortable understanding and talking about my emotions at a young age, which was great at home, but like in school, not the vibe because kids are just kids and like. So I think that art became an outlet for that pretty quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that's
hard,
that's
bro.
everywhere. So Mao from nowhere.
He's literally no. Now I feel like it's Mal from everywhere.
From everywhere.
That's
bro.
what my mom says. She was like, "You should have made it everywhere."
Mal from everywhere.
Yeah.
Where? Though? Yeah, but that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you already kind of touched on like the inspiration piece, but you only mentioned the indie bands that inspired you. What about all the rapping and all the R&B who inspired you from that direction?
So I remember distinctly like I remember listening to like a lot of Michael Jackson growing up at some point because my sister had like the Greatest Hits album. So listening to a lot of that, but then also like Easy FM in Nairobi, playing hella R&B. My dad had Outkast's CD, The Love Below speaker box, in his car, and I'd like play it every time going to school. That was a huge influence, and like Andre is still a huge influence to me. weirdly, the first rapper I remember being my favorite rapper was Chameleon.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's.
I mean,
Bro, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 27.
27?
Yeah.
Never in a
That's like how some
million.
guy told us Chingy was his favorite rapper.
Chingy.
That was for like 2 weeks.
I don't hate that.
I think he was trying to be kind of like unique.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying, oh, Lil Wayne, this guy said Chingy. We cooked him. We cooked him for a good long while.
what you guys were asking for him was Googling is like rare rappers.
No, we were in school, bro.
Oh, damn.
It was random
You guys-
as hell him saying Chingy, bro.
I'm trying to think if I know more than one song
Of Chingy.
of Chingy.
Yo, R.I.P. Chingy, you know.
Yeah,
He
RIP
passed away.
Yeah, Chingy.
Yeah.
He passed away?
Yeah.
When?
When?
Guys, did Chingy not die? First check.
Please Google.
Yeah, 'cause I think Chingy
I'm
died,
stressed
bro.
out now.
That's so
I did
sad.
not know that was the case.
No,
as-
I was going
as
to
in
say
the
I
checks.
would never have, like, based on like how,
On his vibe.
yeah, on his vibe and his type of rap for me. When I was listening, it read more like poetry, right?
Never cook us again.
Did Chingy die?
Chingy's alive and
Very
well.
much alive.
Yo, shout out
Alive
Chingy.
and well.
You
Shout
go to
out Chingy,
Wikipedia,
bro.
it says he's an American rapper.
Living and breathing Chingy, bro.
Long live Chingy.
Yo.
You
I
had
know who I'm
sent him,
cooking
bro.
Chingy
You
with
had-
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, man.
I was saying, his rap was for me like poetry.
Who Chingy?
Mouse
Oh,
rap.
okay. I
So
was gonna be like,
I could never in a million was a chameleon. I was waiting for him to say like, I mean, Outcast made sense.
Yeah.
I was a chameleon.
Okay, hold on.
This was like
I don't know.
childhood though.
Yeah.
No, truthfully,
Yeah.
I know nothing about
About
chameleon.
Chameleon?
Chameleon was nice.
I
don't care what
I
they
see.
Chameleon
I will
was
be
nice.
honest. So the funny thing is, obviously the song like "Riding" was
Yeah.
the one that became famous. And,
Yeah.
like I remember hearing that song, going to iTunes to download that song, and like obviously I was like, I don't know, like 12 or 11, so I didn't have an account. So I went to my dad's account, and the song wasn't on iTunes yet. So I basically accidentally bought his whole mixtape before that.
Oh, okay.
And now it was just on the iPod, and I couldn't, he's not gonna let me buy something else.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
like, okay, well, listen to that.
Full
So,
chameleonaire, man.
so then I just got deep into like his mixtape era, and I was like, wait, this is
Low-key.
tough.
Yeah.
Like,
Chameleon was tough.
and- but
I
again,
told you.
I get what you're saying, because like it was never super, I don't know, introspective,
Yeah.
vulnerable raps.
Yeah.
But I think it was an interesting gateway into like other rappers, and especially like mixtape stuff. But then later down the line, I think I got way more into like, I guess my favorite rappers now, who are like No Name, Saba, Loyal Kana, Little Sims. Yeah, like a lot more, I guess,
introspective.
Yeah.
or like,
Yeah.
I guess poetic is a
Poets,
good word
yeah.
to put it. Because then it's
Introspective chameleon would shock me, bro.
Hold on.
like, he can do it. I know he can do it.
I don't leave the chameleonaire point. Just 1 second. Your chameleonaire was so cool to me, bro.
Why?
And like now, like learning all the stuff that we know about chameleonaire now, and like the way that he was moving in the business at that time,
Yeah.
like how he blew up like through his mixtapes and then refused to like sign a regular record deal.
Yeah.
He finessed that.
And then
well.
like he finessed the label. Like he got a lot more money than anyone else was getting because he decided to take like a cut instead of like.
And
bruh.
his business acumen as well.
And then him like now
Yeah.
leaving
then he
hip-hop
invested.
completely.
Yeah, he
And saying, nah, let me just go do something else because this thing has more money. I don't know. I fuck with Chameleonaire, bro.
and also,
that
I mean, so there is one song or two songs, Hip Hop Police
Yeah.
and Evening News, that came out like later than Riding, and like you listen to that because he literally has Slick Rick on Hip Hop Police, who's like one of the OGs of storytelling, and that whole song is basically about like, I guess, the state of hip hop right now, and I think he made it just before he like left
That song was
hip hop.
hard.
But it was so, I thought that was brilliant storytelling because he flips between basically him and a cop who's like arresting him and like goes back and forth, and I was just like, this is so creative. Like,
Yeah.
it was,
That's cool.
Chameleonaire.
I mean, to be fair, not
Don't make us do a Chameleonaire album
Please.
next, man. Don't make us do. We've been doing this thing where we're like going through like different albums. Right now we're going
Yeah.
through Beyonce's discography.
oh, nice.
So
Yeah,
Where you
it
up to?
started good because I said I'm not a fan.
yeah, she wasn't a fan.
oh,
We are on I Am Sasha Fierce.
nice.
Have you listened to any Beyonce albums?
Of course. Yeah.
So you're a fan?
Yes.
Beehive?
You're part of the hype.
I don't get. Okay, I feel like I'm a fan of Beyonce. I'm always scared to say Hive just because of the connotations and or
Yeah. Like how
like saying Swiftie.
knowledgeable you have to be on the
Yeah,
Beyonce, like,
exactly. Like I don't
so-
know if I qualify. I really enjoy her music. I think
Yeah.
she's brilliantly talented, and I think she's like, obviously, you know, as far as like longevity and legacy, like she's done
Same.
madness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious though about the not being a fan, and I ask
Yeah.
this again, not as Beehive, so you're safe.
Yeah.
Even listen, I said it on the pod, and if they want to fight me, they can come fight me. I don't care. But
They don't know you. That's
Okay, when she said it, she meant it.
yeah.
But like, I feel like as we move on, we're gonna make her a believer.
oh, so we're actually even going to talk about it because every week
Yeah.
we listen to an album. So what was the first album?
The first one was Dangerously in
literally,
Love.
yeah, Dangerously in Love.
Yeah.
We're going in order.
Then
so we did
last
Dangerously
week
in Love.
was B-Day.
We did B-Day.
So today
So
we're
now we're
going to
doing
talk about I Am Sasha Fierce.
Nice.
Should we just do it now? Have you listened to I Am Sasha Fierce before?
I have. Yeah.
Okay, do you want to pull up the track
Yeah,
list?
sure.
So this is what I'll say. This is going to, oh my God, you know, I was giving my hash rankings. I think because I'm not on camera, for me it feels like I'm not talking to people. Like I'm
Okay.
just having a conversation with you guys. But now because Mao is here, now it feels like
He's
I'm
looking
talking
at-
to someone.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. I'm going to judge me. But
No,
okay.
No.
So I gave Dangerously in Love 3.5 out of 10.
And she gave
And I gave
B-Day an 8.1 out of 10.
8.1.
Nice.
So
Now,
I Am
having
Sasha Fierce.
listened to, but then I told you this is going to be like
On
when
a
I
shifting
listen,
scale.
yeah, when I listen to more albums, ratings are going to change.
Okay, interesting.
Having listened to
I Am Sasha Fierce.
I Am Sasha Fierce, I am going to give Dangerously in Love a 6.3. And then I am going to give I Am Sasha Fierce a 5.
Interesting.
Damn,
Interesting.
okay.
Interesting. Because you feel like you
Alright.
like Dangerously in Love more
Because
than you like
I
Dangerously.
Can I pick the track
listened,
list?
Yeah, sure. Here.
I listened to I Am
That's the
Sasha
platinum
Fierce
thingy.
when we recorded on Tuesday. I began listening on, I think, Friday. I listened on Friday. I went back and listened to Dangerously in Love, and then I listened to B-Day again.
And
B-Day remains 8.1.
then- Okay.
Dangerously in Love, I remember you saying that, oh, this is like her first time, like, breaking out of, like, those guys.
Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child, what. And it's evident. Let me just re-emphasize this. B-Day was spectacular for me. For some reason, Dangerously in Love for me is way better than I Am Sasha Fierce.
Interesting.
I Am Sasha Fierce has some like anthem-y songs.
Bangers.
Yeah.
Because I remember what Single Ladies was at that time. Like, granted, we were like 10 years old.
Yeah, well, pretty much all the same.
Yeah, we're the same age. So
Yeah.
at 10 years, yeah. But it was an anthem, right? Diva was an anthem. Ego.
Halo.
What, Halo.
10. We were not 10. You made me. Anyway, yeah.
Can you read the track list?
I was,
Okay, so.
Or should
which
we do this
one
at the
do you-
end when
did
we're
you-
rating?
Well, actually, I think I'm really curious to hear everyone's favorite song, but like,
Okay.
on my favorite song on the album is Halo.
A good ass song, bro.
Yeah, it's an amazing
good ass song.
It's an amazing song.
Yeah.
incredible song.
Yeah. I mean, say for like, Single Ladies is a fun song, but
Yeah.
Halo is an amazing song. It's my favorite song on the album.
Okay.
But for the most part, I felt like for this album, it had really high highs and really low lows for me.
Okay.
And that's why it's scored like right in the middle, 5.
I respect that. I respect that.
Hear that?
Alright. You want to go?
So, first of all, I think what happened with B-Day is the same thing that happened because I listened to the Platinum Edition, which has different songs from the actual album release. But my favorite song is.
You listen to a different version of I Am Sasha Fierce.
Yeah, the Platinum Edition.
Why?
Because it has more songs.
Jesus Christ.
So, pretty much, I have the entire album plus more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
And my favorite song is not on the Sweet Dreams, is my favorite song of this album.
That's on the album.
That's a good.
It's on the
song.
That's on
album.
the album.
It's on the Platinum Edition.
But it's also
on
on the
the
album.
album.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, the Like
Love
one
that
is on the
song.
Platinum Edition.
Love that song, bro.
Good.
That song is so good, bro.
Yeah. So just so you know, B-Day, I gave it a 5. Yeah, not my
Okay.
favorite Beyonce. This is more than Beyonce I like.
Okay.
So this is like a 7 to me.
Nice, nice.
But funny enough, on this re-listen, I didn't like the bangers as much. Like, because I've had them enough. So Sweet Dreams is my favorite. I've over listened to Halo, I'm tired of it. So I
Yeah, that's the
probably
other hard
skipped
thing.
it.
I'm not gonna lie, is like how many of the songs are really good, but I've just heard them so
Many times. Yeah.
and not even necessarily on radio and stuff, but like I rinsed them in my youth.
Okay.
So it's like now I'm like, okay,
I've had this.
I don't know why I'm saying my youth like I'm that old,
Yeah.
but like at an earlier time in my life
Yeah.
when it was out,
Yeah.
like Halo, for example, like I was
Like even Ego, I really love it, but like
Yeah.
relax.
he was a great song. though.
Yeah. But yeah, Sweet Dreams and Save the Hero are my favorite songs of this
Save
album.
a Hero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. These are my thoughts on that album, man. So I think this was very similar to the other Beyonce albums that we've done, in the sense that like you said, there's so many familiar songs. So you're kind of like, I don't know, you're kind of being reintroduced to them in an organization that she intended kind of for them to be listened to. You know what I mean? So I think this is a good album, mostly because there's too many undeniably good songs on it. Also, I think that we're getting closer to the era of Beyonce where like I was awake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember
Activated.
this shit on MTV. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so that's what I'll say. But also, so this album is split. It's like what they call like a double disc or something. She split it in two. So the first half, the vibe in the first half is meant to be different from the vibe in the second half. So the first half is like R&B, singy Beyonce. I think she did like a kind of like indie type thing on the first half of the album. And then the second half is the anthems, right? So I thought I would enjoy this album a lot more than I did. Strangely, my beef with this album, and I don't even know what right I have to say this, as Melvin, a lawyer from Kampala,
Nah,
who has
talk
never
your
made an
shit.
album, I did not like the sequencing of this album.
Oh.
Like, I didn't like the order in which the songs played. I didn't like what song came after what song. It kind of felt, honestly, it felt very random to me.
Is
bro.
it?
Like,
I can't relate because the
I
platinum
agree.
edition
yeah,
is just
I
didn't
agree.
like-
It felt
I
random.
didn't like how the songs that were coming after others. First of all, Irreplaceable was the first song of the album. Nigga, why is Irreplaceable the first song of the album? That was so
I thought
strange
the first
for
song
me, bro.
is If I Were a Boy.
What is it? What's the first song?
Bruh, isn't Irreplaceable
Single Lady?
B-Day?
Sorry, I think it is If I Were
If I Were a Boy, yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like If I Were a Boy to start the album is crazy to me,
It
bro.
is. It's a bit nuts. It's
What is like? Why is the album starting like this? You know what I mean,
Bro,
And then what is the next song after?
Halo.
That didn't make sense to me, bro. Like those two songs
Okay,
are
this thing has
super
two
deep.
halos.
It does start super
not
deep.
not your platinum edition.
You know what I'm saying? Like even news. It has
Two halos?
Halo, the angel thing.
Yeah.
Then
No,
Halo,
then
like
hello.
Hello.
That's hello.
Yeah, Halo.
So I didn't like those two songs coming after each other. And then from that point on, like I guess If Our Boys, what is that? That's like R&B-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
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 And then the next one is Halo, which is kind of like ballady to me. And then the next one is what? Does Hello come after Halo?
No.
What comes after Halo?
Disappear.
This a what?
Disappear.
I like that song a lot. That's a song I had never heard. I like that song a lot. What comes after that?
Broken Hearted Girl.
That one I've heard. Like the songs were, I think that most of the songs were good songs. I just didn't like the order in which they came. Even on the second half, it's anthems, but I just didn't like how they sounded coming one after the other. But you know when the album just has too many good songs for you to call it a bad album. Like it's not a bad album. It's just there's too many good songs on it,
Bro.
not in the right order to
So
me.
do you know
bro.
what's funny is I listened to the platinum edition. Of course,
Yeah.
the order is different.
Yeah.
And funny enough, they both came out in 2008, but the platinum edition was 1st January. The main album was 14th November.
Of the same year.
Same year.
Wait,
so it's
so-
like months apart. But the first song on the platinum edition is Single Ladies. Second song, Diva. Third song, Ego.
That makes
Does that
sense.
sound better to
That
me,
makes
bro?
That's why
much
when
more
you said you don't
sense.
like
That
the sequencing,
sounds
I was
better
like,
to
I
me, bro.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What does the second disc on
No,
my
this one is
version?
just songs. They are not discs.
No,
not.
on my version, what
Single Ladies is the first song.
of the second one?
Yeah.
And then
Then Radio, then Diva, then Sweet Dreams.
I didn't like radio. I actually never want to hear radio
Again.
I do not like that song at all, bro.
Oh God.
As soon as I had it, I wanted to press next so bad, but I was like,
Yeah.
yo, let me listen because it's Beyonce. Let me finish this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we go through a track list so we can see how many skips and how many things, then we can rate.
Whose track is his or for the normal?
Ours.
I am
Ours.
Sasha
You
Fierce.
guys
Okay,
decide, man.
if I were a boy,
Okay, 1,
Halo,
2.
Disappear.
For me, it's 3. I don't know if it's 3 for you
It's
though.
not 3 for me.
Okay,
Broken Hearted Girl.
3 for me. Okay, 4. That's 4 for me.
Yeah.
Ave Maria.
I'll say this about Ave Maria. Ave Maria is like, that's like a. Do you know Ave Maria?
Yeah, it's like a
The Catholic
Ave
thing,
Maria.
yeah.
Bruh,
Yeah.
hold on. That shit. The first time I heard it, I was like, Beyonce, what are you doing?
Uh,
But the more I listen to
no,
it,
because like, dude, she can sing.
bro.
Like the thing about her as well is like, and this is what I love. Or like times even I'm like, I don't know how I feel about the songwriting or the lyrics. I'm just like, your voice is so good, and also you're really good at using your voice. So I think there's a lot of passes, not even passes, but there's a lot of times I can't even necessarily
Yeah.
fully get into the critique because I'm just like, this
She's cheating.
sounds
bro.
nice.
Yeah.
Like real nice.
Yeah.
And like the way, especially when like, so like something like Ave Maria, I'm just like, I'm done. Like I'm there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fair.
And I feel like, because other artists, low-key, like, when they'll sing stuff, okay, so controversial opinion, putting it out there, like Rihanna. I love Rihanna.
But
Her voice is,
This guy's waiting.
he said, I love you, but.
but
I love Rihanna, but, like, the voices are not on the same caliber. In my opinion, in terms
Yeah.
of
Do you mean like Rihanna and Beyonce or Rihanna,
Rihanna
have
and
versions?
Beyonce,
and
and I don't say
Beyonce.
that in terms of like their ability to perform. I think Rihanna is really good at like the music she makes.
I think she's more an
And-
entertainer than a singer.
Yeah, and I feel maybe she'd even attest to that. But then I think it comes out on certain songs where you can tell it wasn't written by Rihanna or for Rihanna. So for example, and this is the one I think a lot of people will say, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but like the Black Panther 2 song,
I hear you.
it missed me completely.
I hear you.
Guys didn't
Because
like
I
that
was
shit.
just like, Tem should be singing this.
I did
Yeah.
not like that.
I
clearly
song.
did
wrote
not
it.
like that shit.
And honestly, like, weirdly, I mean, I love Consideration, but I can't get over the fact that, like, that was SZA's song.
SZA, yeah.
And it was a song she was really excited about. And, like, clearly, like, you can hear the intention with it. It was going to be the first song of Control. And it's like, I'm listening to Rihanna sing it, and I'm like, you're doing a dope job, but also it feels like you're also doing, like, a bit of a SZA impression. And then to me, it's like, yeah, I guess that loses me a little bit. Whereas with Beyonce songs, I'm just like, you are always doing Beyonce from what I can hear.
Thank you.
Even when you're dibbing in other genres, I feel like there's a root there somewhere that's a bit that's quite strong. I'll say.
Guys said I was overcaning.
When you
Guys
say,
like to say that I delve. But I said Beyonce.
let me tell you what
that she
he said.
Beyonce-fies everything, bro.
Let me tell you what he said
What is it?
verbatim.
Okay, tell me.
He said, because I told him, oh, I'm not really a big fan of the music. I've not sat down to listen to the albums, but I always watch like the movies. I watched Homecoming and I watched the Renaissance tour. So he's like, and then I said, so I really appreciate her as a performer. She's so meticulous and she does something really well. And then he said, just you wait and you see. She applies that sort of in everything she does.
That's true, though. You know,
and then listen, and you know it's funny now that you're saying that the order of the album. He's like,
Yeah, I do
because
like
you're going
that
to listen to these songs and you'll see how meticulous she is, how Beyonce-fies everything.
In my defense, I was a much bigger. Like I only went deep into the later Beyonce albums, starting with Beyonce the album.
Yeah.
So those albums there, and then we'll get there. Well, let me know. Let's not get ahead of
Anyway,
ourselves.
today's
We'll get
tutu.
Let's not
Yeah.
preempt.
Not fans.
Let's not preempt.
Fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, where are we on the track list?
Okay, so we were on Ave Maria.
Ave Maria. I have to give Ave Maria, bro. That's 5 for me. So
I
far.
like it. I like
Ave
it. I like
Maria.
it.
I just think, that's the point. Like, she Beyonce-fied Ave Maria, bro.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
But it works.
Here's my thing though.
But it's just dumb in that sequence. It's dumb.
I don't think, I agree that she Beyonce-fies everything,
Yeah.
but I don't think her Beyonce-fying everything is always a good thing.
Interesting.
That's fair.
I don't think so. And for me, it was, okay, now I'm seeing it because now for the first time I'm intentionally listening to her. But I used to feel it mostly when I'd see like songs where she would feature. Like the song first comes out and it's like of random people.
Yeah.
And you listen to like, let's say like the Ed Sheeran version.
Yeah.
It's an amazing song. And then I hear the Beyonce. I'm like,
Right? I wish you could see what you did. No, my only knock is that Ave Maria and If Our Boy should not be on the same album, bro. Like, that's so random, bro. Like,
In the
those two
platinum
things
edition,
are
it's too seamless.
different directions.
Too
Anyway.
seamless.
yeah. And then Smash Into You.
Didn't like it at first. I like it now.
Satellites.
Good song.
That's Why You're Beautiful.
Decent song.
Single Ladies.
Obviously. Banger.
Radio.
Never ever want to hear it.
Hear the song again.
Never want to hear
Diva.
Just keep Save a Hero.
No, I've not yet reached it.
it. Diva, obviously.
Oh, does a
Diva is Diva.
Yeah. Diva. Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams that's the best song on the album.
Video Phone.
That's a really good song.
That's a really good song. I was surprised by how much I
It's a really good song.
like
Guys,
it.
The production on that song, that shit goes hard. I don't think guys listen to like back then. It never like dawned on me how good it
Registered,
was,
yeah.
it was produced. And
Hello.
not a big fan.
Yeah. Ego.
That's Ego.
Scared of Lonely.
That's a
I'll
good
be honest, a
song.
lot of these deep cuts I've not listened to in a while.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I need to revisit now.
Yeah.
Post this conversation.
Scared of Lonely is good.
Okay, so for me, I told you it was a 5. Cause
Again, like,
How can it be a 5 with
on
all
your
those?
album,
no, there
and you don't have the last 2 songs of each disc.
there are 14 songs, right?
But
There are 18 songs here.
Now I have 14 songs, right? And it's a 5 because out of the 14, I liked 7. But our ranking,
liked 7?
but our ranking system is out of 10.
you did not like
So,
7 of those songs.
I liked 7 of these songs.
What 7 did you like?
Oh my god, are you forcing me to like what you
I know
like?
I'm clear. Because there weren't only 7 bangers. Maybe you didn't like some of the bangers.
I liked Ego.
Okay.
I liked Video Phone.
You didn't like If I Were a Boy. Alright, let's just move on. Because you're gonna hurt my feelings.
Yeah, we had very different experiences with
Okay.
these albums. Because,
Okay.
for example, the Ego I have in the platinum one features Kanye West.
Yeah,
that one's crazy.
Yeah,
That's very, very
the
different.
Very, very different. And also, even with your album, our lists are different because mine has 18. The
Yeah.
platinum has 20. So I can't even. But
What
I'll
are the
give
last
like a
2 songs
7.
on yours?
On the platinum edition?
No,
On the normal one, it is.
The last song is my favorite song.
Why Don't You Love Me?
That's a
That
good
song
song.
so much.
Yeah.
That's a
But
good song.
Does
it
it
wasn't
remind-
on
And
yours.
it was on mine.
Yeah.
It's not here.
I don't know what you're using.
It's not here. Spotify.
Alright.
Spotify. I Am Sasha Fierce. Beyonce album 2008.
I don't know why.
Mine has 18, man.
Alright. Yeah, man. So I guess she was giving it a 5. We're only counting her ratings, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to, and you're saying that the later from Beyonce onwards. I was talking to a very good friend of mine today, and I was telling her what I think of this album, and she said, "Really?" And she's like, in her opinion, old Beyonce is better Beyonce.
I feel
Someone-
like everyone has a different.
When I posted
thingy.
this, someone said this is the second best Beyonce album. I was like, there's no way, bro.
There is no way.
There's no way.
Okay, do you think this album is better than B-Day?
No, B-Day is a better album. I
But-
think that's a problem, actually.
Yeah,
I think it's because we had B-Day first.
yeah.
I don't know, man. Me, this album is better than B-Day.
Really?
Ain't no
Again, for me.
Because you
What do
listen
you
to
think?
over B-Day Platinum Edition or some shit.
Deluxe.
Ma, what do you think?
What, new Beyonce versus
No,
old Beyonce?
B-Day and Sasha Fierce. I Am Sasha Fierce.
Should I get you the B-Day track
Yes,
list? Yeah.
It's tough because it's like, it's 2 different artists in a way,
True.
I guess.
And I also
Like-
think, something that adds to B-Day, I can't, the amount of Jay-Z in B-Day
Yeah, there's a lot of Jay-Z
certainly
in B-Day.
adds to the, like, what makes it amazing, right?
I think B-Day has a more like comprehensive or like what's the word? seamless sound to it, which maybe has a thing to do with the Jay-Z within it. But I also feel like it was her more firmly in the era of like R&B leaning pop versus like pop that now is leaning into like you know, more contemporary or like
yeah.
ballads
Yeah.
or indie experimental or like she started kind of branching out a lot with AM SASHA FIERCE and then continued to do so with other projects. But I feel like AM SASHA FIERCE maybe was her not as good at doing it. Say for example, if you listen to like Lemonade, where like I feel like Lemonade is doing many different things sonically, but there's a refinement to it that makes it still cohesive. And I feel like B-Day is mad cohesive because she had been doing that for a while, for long enough to like perfect it. But then now when it comes to like, okay, we're kind of branching into like other elements of like pop. It's not gonna be perfect on the first try.
Yeah.
Both in terms of like the songs are all like, you know, like there's a lot of good songs, but I feel like in terms of like you're saying sequencing and maybe cohesiveness, like it's not gonna blend as well. Then I also feel like, and some people argue this, that like when she went into that more refined, different pop sound, like there was an element of authenticity lost. But I don't know
see
if
it, yeah.
I can see, but I don't think. I think that's also because of the Beyonce you meet first. I'm talking like a historian, but anyway, I just
Like
feel
an
like
artist, bro. Yeah, I like how you're talking.
Listen,
bro.
that's literally what I was going to say. I was going to say it's so different to hear the perspective of an
I'm
artist
like, bro, this guy he's telling the truth.
vis-a-vis two lawyers and
Yeah.
what I.
Hey, yo.
And
Don't cook me, man.
no, but I'm also cooking us. Like, what do we know? Think about it. I had a question for Mal. I think I'm always amazed by like creative people. How do you just not run out of things to say? Like interesting or creative things to say. Like I'm guessing it's the whole point of being creative. The juice is always flowing and whatnot. But like, how do you just not run out of it? Like, firstly, did you always know I'm going to be an artist in some way, shape, or form? Or was there once a stereotypical lawyer, doctor, pilot, engineer?
Ooh.
And then if you did, were you always creative? Because I've always known I'm not creative. In P2, I couldn't draw a cat. Like I would continuously fail art, right? I knew this. I know myself. So did you always know I'm creative and then that fueled you of I will be an artist in some way, shape or form? Or did it come like accidentally or like I have these emotions, I have these feelings and I need, somewhere to vent? Yeah.
It's a good question. I think I was always like a yapper, so to speak. Like when I was a young kid, I was very hyperactive and very talkative. And I wasn't scared of adults. I was just like, I'll talk crazy, but it'd be like funny, so people would be like, "Oh, okay, like this kid's funny," and then, and I think that was fueled. My parents at some point were like, "You should be a good lawyer because you can argue." I think that's like a very African parent thing to say. It's just like, "Oh, you're so good at arguments, become a lawyer and stop arguing with me." But I remember not necessarily having a typical subject I was interested in. So I think I was leaning more towards the creative side, but I didn't know I wanted to be like an artist per se. I just knew that like I was an expressive child. But then going into school and like, moving countries, I think I definitely became more quiet and more reserved. And then eventually, I think honestly it's more about having energy and like a running brain, and then you find an outlet somewhere. But I remember the first instance of like I want to be an artist was actually me wanting to be like a breakdancer when I was like I was like I want to say 9-10 years old. I watched Step Up 2 and I was like, that's crazy. Like
Moose
inspired
Everyone, bro.
Yeah. And You Got Served. Yeah, both back to back. I was just like, this
Have you watched those back? Have you watched those like
recently?
now? Yeah.
Yes. Still crazy.
The movie?
Really?
So crazy. You Got Served especially underrated. I feel like You Got Served, I think it's because it's predominantly black people. It has better choreo overall. Step Up is really good at like having the one or two flashy things that make you say, whoa, that was crazy. But you watch the whole routine and you're like, all right,
So
okay.
Yeah,
I rewatched Honey.
What?
Honey?
Honey.
Oh, that's just
It's quite cringe.
Yes.
I don't know how you watched that movie. Like I saw
As an
clips
adult,
and I was
Honey
like,
was not kawama.
It's
Honey was not.
they were reaching with that.
That was not kawama.
nobody was dancing.
No one was dancing.
Nah, Honey, they were doing some other shit in Honey, bro. Anyway,
Nah,
go ahead, bro.
that movie was not okay, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Go ahead, bro.
But yeah, no, I think it helped to get to a place where I was like, okay, now I have somewhere I can put these ideas and thoughts and an outlet for energy. And honestly, like it was difficult for me to focus on school stuff unless I found something I was interested in, I guess, like a topic or a thing. So like English and words grabbed my attention first, actually, before even art. Because I was also terrible at drawing, and like I wasn't good at like just art in the academic sense.
Yeah.
And so like English took my interest and storytelling and words. And I'm a very mercurial person. Like I think that's how I relate to the world, is words and conversation and talking to people. And so I think that was kind of like, eventually when I started making music, I realized that like, okay, I've had a lot of words in my head for like a really long time, and they can just come out very easily. But at the same time, I feel like I've learned the value of breaks and silence and also listening, because I think that's a mistake a lot of creators make sometimes, is like thinking that your output has to be constant and thinking that you're, I guess, like, because like you said, like you never run out of things to say. It's a mindset and process that relies on inspiration.
Yeah.
And thinking like, okay, something has to come to me and then it flows out. And some work is like that. I think that's how a lot of artists begin, because they just have something that comes to them. But then as you get older and you actually start to do it as a career, it's like, okay, I'm going to have periods where I'm inspired, and I'm going to have periods where I'm not inspired. But throughout both of those times, I still need to be an artist.
Yeah.
And I need to like, pour into my craft. I need to practice. I also need to like make money. And it's like, that's where I think the discipline and process comes more into it. And then you realize that process isn't just always recording or always writing or always making stuff. It's, you have periods of research, you have periods of rest, you have periods of just being a human and allowing the experiences to happen. You have periods of like study where you're just like actually learning underneath someone, or like looking into like other artists that you admire and stuff like that. So I think even though I'm making more art than ever before, I feel like I have a lot less to say straight away. And also like recognizing that some things don't need to go into the music. Like I can meditate on this, I can have a conversation with someone else. It doesn't have to just be like, anytime I'm feeling something, it's art. Sometimes I'm like, oh, actually I should just talk to my therapist.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Like,
And
I
also,
mean,
you up a
pain.
lot as a child. I might be seated on talent.
You have a podcast.
you have a podcast. don't,
I'm sorry to let you know. You
Like-
speak for at least 6 hours a week, bro. Non-stop.
Just
man.
You have a
yapping.
podcast, yeah.
Literally.
You guys
that's
ever
cute.
like hit a wall with like podcasting where like you'll be in the room and you'll just be like, actually none of us feel like talking.
Never, bro.
Never?
I'm not gonna hold you.
We always have opinions.
I
We've been
love
doing this
that.
for 3 years, and there's times when we've come here with no topics.
Yeah.
No research.
We don't know what's going on,
In the world.
and just started on like the most random shit and made it 2 hours, hour and a half.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Yeah, so-
Nice.
It's called mob
I mean,
jazz for a
I
reason.
am new at this, right?
Yeah.
But then my life is very comical, so
Yeah. you suddenly realize like how interesting it is just talk about like the mundane things. Like, because it seems like just like a nothing experience while you're going through it, but when you're telling it to your bad days, like, and to be fair, like, we add a bit of sauce to it, bro, because we're podcast, you know what I mean? But like,
Course.
Sauce. Not
Some
everything
sauce.
we say
we
here.
embellish.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
So you guys who meet me and talk about the cinema.
That's not sauce. That's not.
Nah, relax.
Some truth, a bit of
Allow
truth, a
it.
bit of sauce.
But to be fair, me, I don't add sauce.
You called your ex a rat on the last pod.
What?
Let me give context.
Nah, don't even
Please.
give
Yeah.
I dreamt
Leave it that
about
way.
a rat the previous night,
Yeah.
right? My biggest fears in life, rats, bed bugs.
Oh,
I dreamt that
sorry.
rats were getting into my
What did you
house.
say, bed bugs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the previous
What I
night.
had last time.
What?
Peppers.
Bed bugs.
bugs.
So the next day,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like going on an evening walk,
Yeah.
right? Trying to be healthy. And I bump into my ex who I have not seen in a year. is that not like symbolic? It is.
Would you say that there was a parasitic element to your relationship at the end?
I'm trying. I know. No, not
You're cooking.
I'm just no one asked that question last time.
not
bro.
necessarily parasitic, but I fear rats because of like PTSD trauma. Like, yes, and I think maybe that's why my mind is because I low-key fear that guy. I'm low-key traumatized.
Word.
And listen, I dreamt of 2 rats. The day I saw my ex, I saw somebody that he also cheated on me with. What do you call that?
Wait, was this just, you said you were on a walk?
Yes.
Like around the neighborhood?
No, I went on a
Around
walk.
that neighborhood, yeah.
I went on a walk around
Yeah.
the neighborhood. I saw my ex. Then later on, I met up with my friends for drinks, and I saw the girl.
Yo, that's
Same day.
messed up, man.
Day
That's
after
why-
the rat
That's
dream.
why, like, I can't allow you to
Yeah,
say that
that's
you're not
insane.
creative, because that's some creative shit.
You're
to
very
say. Like,
creative.
even the fact that you made
Yeah.
those connections is
No, but
mad
that's also
creative.
like I don't know. Your writer's room is going kind of nuts,
Bruh.
right now. Because I don't see how in the same day is very crazy.
Let me tell you,
After
if I
the
had
other, one
that
after
same
the
dream,
other.
You'd
But
not
man, I
connect.
dreamt
There's
about
people who
rats.
can't, even if
Yeah.
they've connected, there's people who can't tell a story in the way that you tell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I was like, this is obvious. I dreamt about rats. I saw rats. Straightforward.
You're a creative, babe.
No,
Allow it.
I'll give you that. I'll give
Can
you that.
interpret.
That's creativity.
No,
Yeah,
no.
that's
Yeah,
storytelling.
that's super creative.
You had
bro.
inspiration. You converted it into storytelling, into
you guys,
art.
no, my life is just comical. That's it.
Exactly.
Don't worry.
You allow.
We'll make you happy.
I have one more question for you. I mean, you did expressions this weekend.
Yeah, shout out expressions. Bro.
Yeah.
Shout out expressions for sure.
What is it like performing in another country with a crowd you don't know, a culture you're not exactly assimilated into? Generally, everything is different. How different is it performing in Kenya?
Yeah.
And I mean, you also have a bunch of friends who have performed. I mean, Maya was here
Yeah.
a few months back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mommy.
Yeah, Mami Moon. Like, what is that like for you coming to a different culture? I mean, they're lucky the same, but
They're
yeah.
very similar, and I feel like that's what trips me up sometimes. Is like I'll feel like I'm home, but then I'll be like, oh, but I'm not, and then maybe I can get in my head a little bit. I think Expressions is a really lovely crowd and experience, and people are very supportive. I was definitely a little nervous this time around. I think just because the stakes were like a bit higher. First time I came, Expressions was mad low key.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was very much just, me backing track, doing the thing. This time it's like there's a whole band, there's branding, and it's sick to see, but it's also like, I think I was definitely looking around and thinking maybe a bit too much about how people are experiencing this, given that I'm in a different crowd, given that, I have to work a little harder, I guess, to not only, I guess, win over the crowd or make them comfortable, but also warm up the crowd. Because when I was the first performer,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's one of those things that people are obviously, they know what they're here for. They're here for live music. But at the same time, everyone is still settling in. And I'm saying drinks haven't flowed yet. People are still taking off their cool. And like people were really friendly. And I think by the end of the performance, I was seeing like, and like even honestly, from the start, there was a lot of warmth in the crowd. But I do think that like there is a bit more pressure versus in Nairobi where like I'm also just, everything's familiar, I'm chilling. Like if I have a bad show in Nairobi, I'm just like, okay, bless. We're going to chicken in and we're going home.
Yeah.
We move. I think here it's like I've come here to perform. There's a bit more stake around it, but I try not to take myself too seriously, which is why I'll always like try and engage the crowd, crack some jokes, you know what I'm saying, talk to people. And then at the end of the day, like I think I was even surprised by how engaged people were with not even the music, but just like me as an artist, like the questions that were asked at the end by a lot of people who were also referencing other music I'd made, so they were listeners already. Like, yeah, the love was huge, and that was like really dope. But then you also realize that like you can't assume what everyone's thinking when you're watching them, because sometimes people are just like in the music and they're just staring at you because you're the reason they're here, so they're staring. And then in my mind, I'm just like,
Where you look.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
It's like, damn, are you okay? Like, am I doing okay? But no, honestly, like, I think the tension diffused quite quickly, and it doesn't feel the same as, like, I'd say being in, like, a New York or London, which are the places I've performed before, where, like, I think there's a bit more of a tension of, like, people really wanting to, like, be on their cool shit and not really, like, engage and laugh and dance and have fun and stuff. The only thing I wish about Expression sometimes is, like, I wish people were standing, because I do like feeling like there's just a bit of room. You know what I'm saying? Like, people can move around, etc. When the music's loud and, like, big. If it was intimate, you know, if I was also sitting down kind of vibes, I love the sitting down vibe. But I think I also know that a lot of my music, I like to engage with people and kind of push them to, like, move and kind of loosen up a little bit. So that's the only thing I kind of wish for. But honestly, it was lovely. And it was so cool because it's the first time I played with a full band ever. Like, I've never used a drummer before. So that was sick. Yeah, it was really dope.
That's so interesting you said about Expressions. I'd never actually thought of that. But that would make so
people
much
standing?
sense. Yeah.
I can say it
a
as well.
standing room as opposed to everyone sitting down, because that definitely, like, changes what the vibe is.
And
it shifts the energy a lot, yeah.
Expressions is a very, how should I put it? It's a very lovely crowd to perform for, because, like, even the people who go for Expressions are very musical people. Like, they'll want to know, like, you'll find people asking you, how long did it take you to put that set together? Questions like that. So, yeah, I think them standing makes sense. We should organize our own Expression. Make guys stand, man.
MJP Live, even as we sit, everyone else just stands around us. Okay, dope, man. Listen, bro, I think that's all that we had to ask you today.
I think I might have one more question.
For him? Okay,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Fire away.
Okay, I think I'm going to first say that I have one of my biggest, like, most paralyzing fears is a fear of rejection, right?
Okay.
Of what?
Rejection. So it's debilitating in some type of way, because, like, you're scared to, like, take chances. I mean, obviously, I'll never take chances with men, yeah? So that
It's a big risk.
Valid.
I literally
It's a big risk.
would rather lick gravel
With a big reward.
I mean,
than
gravel is
shoot
easy-
my
it's
shot.
easy to make, man. Like,
Fire, okay?
okay, so.
Thorns on fire.
Then
But then now, like, for, like, serious things, important things,
Yeah.
like maybe work things, or like
job applications.
yeah, or like school things, or like stuff like that. Yeah, but then I feel like with performing and being a creator, 98% of it almost, like, it's like half creativity, half selling yourself. You're the product, selling yourself. So I think my question would be, because at the end of the day, you're creating music because it's something you want to do. It's something you're good at, and it's something you're able to do. Remove the side of, at the end of the day, you want to make money, you want to earn a living. How do you get over, or even when you're, like, especially performing live, how do you get over this feeling of, these niggas are not feeling me right now? Or, I mean, it might not even be a you thing.
yeah.
It might be like, man, this is like maybe an Afrobeats, like, crowd. And what I came to perform today is not Afrobeats. You get, how do you get over that, like, block of, like, but these niggas are not feeling me? I can tell you this, when I first started on this pod, I was only doing Patreon. Now, Patreon, very small audience, I'm chilling. But since I started the YouTube episodes, do you guys know how many times I check YouTube?
You're in the comments.
Allah.
Crazy.
Checking views, comments, likes,
I get that.
literally, like, almost daily.
Yeah.
Every single episode I've been on. I've listened, I've rinsed every episode I've been on.
Really?
And I'm like, I don't like how I said that. I don't like how I
Why
said
should
that.
be time stamping and shit? We're going to make you that time
Yeah, we're going to give you jobs now, man.
Because you're listening anyway.
Like that.
I'm going to make you that time stamper.
I was like, I don't like how I said that. I don't like how I said that. I don't like how I sound there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now for you, how do you, having to face all these people face to face numerous times, different, because I'm assuming you have to do, first of all, do you, in facing people and facing rejection, do you, like, switch up for every audience? Do you say, oh, the Ugandan audience might prefer this, or like maybe a New York audience, a London audience might prefer, so you kind of switch something about how you present yourself? And then while you're in the event that you realize, man, the crowd is not coming through right now, how do you like push through and be like, bruh, came here to do a job, I have to do a job and leave?
Oh man, it's tough. It's hard. I think rejection is a fundamental part of life, especially in the creative scene and arts. Like, yeah, it's almost like, I mean, I think when I was younger, I would put myself out there in ways that would just, I wouldn't even think about it. I used to do vlogs at some point. And then people in school found the vlogs, and I got cooked publicly, Facebook. It was raps. Like, in my mind, I was just like, this is it. Like, this is the end of my life. But then I was just like, yo, like, I think the part of me that made me do it in the first place is like, that's what's coming from me. And then the other side is obviously an important part of the equation when you're having a creative or emotional exchange. But at the end of the day, like, it can't supersede your own motivation, so to speak. Like, you have to care about this more than other people do, fundamentally, because if you're relying on other people's validation, not even just to say it's like not cool or whatever, it's actually like a fundamentally unsustainable resource for life. Like for the same can be applied to like relationships, to career, to anything, but it's like relying on external validation is unsustainable and unhealthy because it just distorts who you are to yourself. And I think that, when I'm in that space of like, this is a different crowd, what are they thinking? Shit, am I fucking up? Like, there's so many negative thoughts that can enter my head. And I think it helps to sort of positively dissociate a little bit, where I'm just sort of like, okay, first of all, I need to be having a good time. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, life is hard. Like, life is hard enough if I'm not going to enjoy what I'm doing. So I need to, in that moment, if anything, like, detach even more from, whatever I think they want to tap into, like, what I want to give. So I think that's always where you want to be making art from, like a place of wanting to love more than wanting to be loved. It's kind of the same way, like, if you get someone a gift and they don't like it, and then you're like hurt about it, it's like, okay, but like, were you expecting something when you gave that gift? Is that why you're hurt? Like, were you giving that gift just to give it? And I feel like I want to come from that place where I'm making the art just to make it, so that if you don't fuck with it, that's cool, but that's not gonna like stop me. And it takes practice. It's still really hard sometimes. Like, I still get in my head. I still check comments for everything, check, streams, all that stuff. It's not easy to break out of that cycle, because at the end of the day, you need an awareness of how you're received to be able to like sustainably market it or grow or whatever. But I think it's a practice to ground yourself in you as the organic sort of like energy source. Like, I'm doing this for me. And so if you're not liking it, okay, but I'm still here to do my job. And not even just, I'm here to get my check. Like, I'm here to enjoy myself, because I'm really lucky to be here and to be able to like perform in front of you guys and be able to just actually make art for a living, or make art to this degree where people actually are like, I have an audience, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think gratitude helps a lot, because you're not so focused on what's lacking. Because also, if I'm focused too much on the audience reaction, it's never going to be enough. It's never going to, like, I'm going to find a fault in every, like, I could have a crowd that's going crazy, and then I'll catch that one, there's always one hater in the back, just like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I do not want to focus on that dude. Like, I want to focus on all the positive things, and especially how I feel about what I did. There's that one, have you guys, do you guys know Bernie Mac?
Yeah.
Have you seen that clip of him? There's a comedy clip where he comes on and he's like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Yeah. I've seen that.
And it's like, because the guy before him got booed off.
Hey.
And it's like, him coming with that energy shifted the crowd completely. And I think people can also read that, that lack of security. And, they can read when you want them to
Like
applaud and like you. So I think it's really just about being grounded in yourself and like doing the thing you're scared of. So, and doing it while you're scared. Yeah.
Damn, that's a beautiful
you
answer, man.
Fire, man.
Be scared.
It's
That's a
cooking.
beautiful answer, bro.
Yo,
Damn.
be scared and do it anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's real, bro. That's
Fire.
very, very real, man. How long have we done, Windick? Yeah. 20?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys want to close here, or should we do some like questions or something?
We could do questions.
Okay.
We could do
All right,
questions.
let's do a few questions, man. Yeah.
You have some questions?
All right, so now we're gonna just branch off into like a different segment of the pod.
Dope.
We do like a Q&A, so our audience will ask us questions and we'll answer them. Guys didn't know you were coming today, so the questions aren't like for you,
Oh, that's calm.
but like
I'd
you
love
can be
that.
involved in the answers.
Okay, sweet.
And yeah, it's just random shit, man, and we answer, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ironically, the first one is about music.
It's about music, eh?
Yeah.
Fire.
And
Fire,
I
fire.
like that we have a different POV today.
Yeah. This one says, I used to listen to Sia a lot back in the day.
Okay.
I must have discovered her towards the end of high school going to uni. In the past, I used to like her voice. I never really listened to the words. I listened to her recently, and I heard the lyrics as if for the first time. Chiller happy songs, I'm talking about the sad ones. I felt that shit deeply.
Yeah.
I actually think listening to those types of songs made me chiller sad and pensive at the time. Do you guys have artists you've listened to and felt their raw emotion just from their voice before taking in their lyrics? Just from their voice.
That's a good question,
good
bro.
question.
Oh my god, man.
that's a really good question.
There's this guy I used to listen to. He's a South African guy. His name is, I think you pronounce it Sjava. I think his name is Sjava. Bro, this guy has the most beautiful voice. I guarantee you, I don't have a clue what he's saying, man. Till this day.
Oh,
I don't know what he's saying.
singing in their language.
Yeah, in a different language.
Yeah,
I think it's
okay.
maybe like Zulu or Xhosa or something. I have no clue what he's saying. But in every song,
You feel it.
I know what the vibe is, bro. Like, I can tell when he's sad, I can tell when he's happy. Sometimes not even just from like the tempo of the song or the beat of the song, just from like the way that he's singing the words. You can kind of tell, bro, this guy here is feeling it, bro. I don't know why that's the first guy, because I haven't listened to him in a while, bro. But that's the first guy that came to mind.
Wait, what's his name again?
It's Java. It's
Java.
XJAVA.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
He's
I want to
fire,
tap in
bro.
now.
He's fire.
Yeah, for me, it's a babe called Ruel. I don't know if you know her.
Well,
Ruel.
Well, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, she has also done a bunch of like movie scores. So of course, you know, movies be sad. as hell.
Yeah.
But there's the way she sings, bro. And she has, okay, to be fair, I've never listened to a happy song from her. Always sad. Even the title, you're like, bruh, like, what's going on? You know, when you search like melancholy on Spotify, you find playlists with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of them ones. Like, it's just emotional, bro. And I'm one of those people where music can also affect my mood. So if I'm listening to sad music, I also become very like melancholic that day. So I have to like listen to a bop to come back. You find me like
To bounce
on like
back.
a boiler room house type
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, yo, I need to fast, yeah. So
I'm curious who your answer is, bro.
Oh man, it's tough because like, I feel like you brought an interesting dynamic into the fact that like there is music where you won't understand the words, but you still, like resonate with, I guess, what's being said. And I feel like there's this French artist called, I think she's called Yseult, Yseult, and like classically trained opera singer, but also makes bangers like indie R&B vibes. And I understand enough French, but I think still listening to her music, I was like, wow, like this is beautiful. One of my favorite artists right now, he's called Mustafa.
Mustafa.
Yeah.
Mustafa.
He also goes by Mustafa the poet. He was like a poet first, now like is a singer.
Mustafa is the guy with big hair, right?
No, he usually wears like a kafia, or like a head, like kind of like like a cap of some kind. But he has fairly short hair. But he's from Toronto, and his voice is like, oh my god, like I mean, it doesn't help his words are also just like so beautiful and oftentimes painful because of like what the realities that he's lived and singing about. But like, I think that's one voice that cut through immediately when I first heard his music. I was just like, wow, like I feel
There's a bunch of monthly listeners.
everything. Yeah, no, he's
1.3 mil.
and it's crazy because like his music is not pop by any means, or even like it's very like guitar, singer-songwritery, verging on indie, like alternative, experimental. But like once you hit it, you listen to it, it hits you like immediately. And I feel like, yeah, that's the kind of voice I would love to cultivate or have, because it like, yeah, it's almost like before the lyrics even come into it, it's hit, like Amy Winehouse kind of vibes, or yeah, or like Etta James, or
There's an artist from, I don't know which country in Europe, I think it's like Belgium. She's called Aurora. Do you know her?
No.
Aurora. Yeah.
I've heard of
She's
her.
also one of them ones for me.
Yeah.
Very, very, and her music is very ethereal, like
Is it in English?
heavenly.
Is it in English?
Some of them, yeah. Actually, most of them are in English.
Speaking of like similar to that guy's Sia situation, I remember when I first listened to Hosea, we were in like it was S5 when we were in secondary school, and back then we used to listen to music on like radios, but the radios they had like a flash input, so we would download music and put it in the radio, and that's how you listen to it. Bro, me and my roommate listened to Hosea. That album, non-stop, on repeat. I had no clue what this guy was talking about. Like, because the way that he sings,
And
like
the
you said, it's
quality
like
of those radios was
bro. Those things are, don't knock those
The
things.
ones
Those
we
things are
had,
kind of hard,
the
bro.
ones we had.
But I had no clue what Hosea was talking about, man.
Yeah.
That guy's jazz is just all over. Like, I don't know if he's talking about like, and that was Take Me to Church Time. So like, is it a gospel song? Is it evil?
That song.
Is it about a woman? Is it like, I don't know what you're saying, but the way you're saying it is fire, bro. That's all that matters. I can tell you're sad here. I can tell you're kind of happy here, but then you're saying some sad shit, and like it was. Yeah.
Who is this Hosea?
Hosea.
You know what on TikTok they say about Hosea?
What this?
I mean, it's one thing, like I said, Mao gives the vibe of somebody that was written by a woman.
Yeah.
On TikTok they push it and they say, not only was Hosea written by a woman, it seems like he was raised by two lesbian moms. Because that's how he approaches life and love and loving a woman.
Yeah.
And what's so funny about these guys is they seem like this, but you might find they make the most horrendous boyfriends,
I hope
bro.
not, bro.
Who is an artist
Open
that
up.
says the most crass things well, bro? I know there's a guy in my
Brent
head.
Fires.
Brent Fires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that guy is saying it well. I don't know. That guy
So-
just,
no,
sometimes he
he's
just says
saying-
some shit, bro.
No, but
Wild
no, with
things.
Hosea, it's like he's like, I'm so in love with you. Like his delivery of his love in these songs
It's
is
beautiful, bro.
so beautiful and so artistic. And he's like, man, what's the song? I think it's Work Song. Where he says what? I've forgotten, but it's something along the lines of like, bro, like I get toothaches from kissing you. Like your love is so sweet, and you might find this guy is so toxic.
We must note that one down, man. I won't cook someone in the
Not
DMs
gonna
today.
lie. It's
Go
like
listen
very-
to Work Song.
This is a very full circle moment, because I also feel like in the realm of like music especially is one of those art forms where like you create a persona around your work, but also like it's like a one-way channel of you listening to someone's emotions. So it's like they may speak of love in a beautifully brilliant way, poets, musicians, etc. And they could suck. It's likely they might, because also like art is so ego-driven that like people are essentially putting your emotions on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have some sort of counterbalance to tell you that like, wait, your emotions are not more important than other people's, then Lord knows how you operate in a relationship dynamic.
And I also
we
think
have-
that like good artists are usually sad people. And sad people are very hard to date.
Are you a good artist?
Damn, I really hope that's not true, man.
It's just an
I
opinion.
agree that like pain like produces some of the best music, but I
Pain
really
is
hope
like the
people are
best
not just-
fuel.
I think it's like, okay, well, first of all, I think everyone is capable of the same range of emotion. In theory, it's just depending on how your experiences have shaped your level of emotional availability, and also like your level of security, your support, or whatever. So I don't think it's necessarily like being like a sad person. You may be someone who like goes through a lot mental health wise, or is predisposed to like, you know, depression, or you have a lens of the world that is like very, or you just feel your emotions very deeply because you don't have that wall between you and your emotions, and that's real. But I also feel like it's never, I don't necessarily know if like because I think a lot of people fall into that trap of thinking, sad emotions is the gateway to like good art, and then you stop yourself there.
Yeah, not necessarily sad emotions, but like there seems to be a correlation between suffering, or not always suffering, but insanity and work, artistic, ingenious work.
I honestly think suffering is a better way to put it, because
there's suffering, and then there's also, usually they go hand in hand, a bit insane and a bit sad.
What's insane though?
Mentally unstable.
I mean, like, insane is not PC. I'm very sorry. As someone who is also kind of not okay. That's very not okay.
What's sanity?
But I'd say, look at like some of the best artists, you know, whether it's literally painters like Van Gogh, mad.
Was he mad?
You don't know Van Gogh was mad?
Van Gogh had
actually, bro, I read a fire book that like raps the. We'll talk about
Kanye West. It's not okay. But as in, there is a correlation between. There is a correlation between ingenious and insanity.
I don't think anyone's okay
100%
in society.
We're all a bit insane.
But I also, to your point, feel like when you make art for your day, like as a living, a lot of people will like, you'll find someone who's very mild-mannered and they're an incredible like watercolor artist, but like they're able to put it as like their hobby, so it doesn't necessarily take up all of their being. But when your livelihood and day-to-day is based on kind of staring at the parts of yourself that are difficult, like in the face, it can change you, obviously. Like it's a lot. It's very overwhelming. It's very rare that people come out of that 100%. And I also think that like the difference is, and I think a lot of artists do this, which is kind of unhealthy. I'm not saying this is the reason why some people like are or are not stable, but like art is can be a tool for processing and understanding emotions. It is not, and should never be, I think, the only way you process or understand your emotions. Because fundamentally, it's also beautifying it. It's also skewing it to a certain perspective. It's also dramatizing it. It's also
like you said, these days you don't like turn everything into a song. Sometimes you just go see your therapist.
Yeah,
facts. Or talk to your homie. Or just ponder.
Sometimes tell
journal.
your girlfriend you're sorry.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah. Real shit.
Well, I mean, I'll write song.
Real. Next question, bro.
Yeah, there was another part to that I didn't read because I thought it had ended. But it says, anyway, listening to how music took me back. It's crazy how music can take you back to a certain point in time, like a scent or perfume.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm definitely a scent person. Like, it's crazy. It's like, it will make me feel like I'm literally, there's a certain perfume that can make me feel like I'm in 2016. July of 2016. Listening to Drake.
Controller. One dance.
Specifically. One dance
Nice.
Controller. The whole Views album.
There's a way when it can be a casual morning at like 10 a.m. and I listen to Come Close and One Dance. Automatically, that day is a Friday in my head. Like, we're outside. Let's look forward to do and go outside.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, next one is also about music. Ironically.
Crazy. This
Directed
was not
at
planned,
you.
bro.
Directed at me.
It says, Casper, I don't think we can go on that date now that I found out you don't fuck with Beyonce.
Oh my God.
Wonderful.
It was a hard blow.
Wonderful. Give her a chance. Give her a chance. Give her till after Lemonade.
First of all, for someone who asked me out on a date, basically based on my personality, because they don't know what I look like, so they only hear me on the pod.
Fundamental flaw in your personality.
This is a
like I've never seen her But just the brain has realized there's a certain.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say. Clearly, this is someone that won't love me for me. Because one would think, oh, you like me for who I am, not what I look like. But now, just because of Beyonce. But do you know there's more important things to disagree on?
According to you, he has told
Do you know that I'm pro-choice? Or do you know?
No. You're anti-Beyonce, though.
I'm pro-choice, but I'm anti-Beyonce.
Next one says some beard care routine. DM me.
Yo, I think we need to get like a sponsorship from a beard company. Yeah, for you already have a full beard. But then now for me, it'll be like, let's see if you can grow up. Like, do you trust that your product works?
And then
that could be
I use
incredible marketing.
I think so, bro.
Right?
Yes. And we just test week to week. I'll start by just shaving my whole nanny off.
Are you serious?
No,
Even
same-
your
same
even
here.
your moustache.
Mustache is
mustache,
funny.
yeah.
What am I a monk? What
I look like a lollipop.
No.
I don't live up that has fallen on the ground.
We'll try everywhere else.
Oh my God.
And then we'll see if it works. When you already have your full nanny.
No. We also need to improve.
And so we shall see what it does via maintenance
already have,
and what
like,
it
good
does
beard
via
genes,
growth.
and then
Yeah.
I
if
need
you
to
don't
look like
like,
one of those Roman statues.
Yeah.
so is there a routine? I don't think there's a routine, is there?
Nah, imperial leather, man. Just bathe.
But don't you like oil it up?
Janet,
I used to till I ran out of my oil, and I asked for it to be delivered, and that thing is still on the way.
but you guys, we're going to be very honest. Things like skin and hair and whatnot is 80% genetics.
Has to.
Yeah.
Like,
Has to.
yes, things can come, and especially people that have problematic skin, they will find solutions and what, but a lot of it is like hormonal, and it's genetic. Like, there are times when, if I'm on the right day, I can cook you.
Like today.
It's what these first I can give you the most intense, brother. And you use moisturizer and sunscreen, period, and a cleanser.
I even use sunscreen, man.
I started
Sunscreen
that
is key.
this year
Very
Yeah,
key.
online.
because we're getting to a certain
Never
age.
used sunscreen.
I'm not gonna lie, my hair has definitely become better.
Because of
You saw
sunscreen.
me as a kiddo.
Wait, because of taking,
My hair has always been black. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
but quality.
My hair was always rough, bro. Like I was a scratcher kiddo. I was a scratcher kiddo. Then when I went to high school, I had a real like dandruff problem. Like I remember when I'd go to the barber, I'd be embarrassed by like how dry my scalp was.
Yeah.
And I used to think, bro, am I dirty? Like, why is it when a guy starts trimming my hair, like
Dandruff is
like,
rainy.
so much dandruff, and you know, kids would be around you watching.
Yeah.
And I'd feel like, bro, I'm so gross. Like, I need to. There was a point where I started now, like, washing my hair before I'd go to get a trim.
Yeah,
Because I think that would, like, change it.
it doesn't
But
help.
it
You don't
doesn't
do that
change
anymore.
shit, bro.
No, it doesn't
What?
help.
The days when I went to the salon and I first washed my
You
hair.
wash your. I mean, I wash my hair every day, but like, taking care of like my scalp, like just oiling my hair every morning, like
You
shit
feel
like
you
that.
feel the difference.
Bro, I do.
You
I
oil
do
your
every-
hair?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
what?
does.
every day, bro.
What do you use?
Sydney,
Hair
you
oil.
don't.
First of all, I live in a house.
I
a house
wash
full of
my hair. I
women.
don't oil it.
All the
Cheat
girls
code.
who
Yeah.
Sydney is going to the cinema with, I hope you're
Release,
hearing.
man. See, this
I
is
live in a
why.
house full of women, so
Yo, he's like, now how do I
So-
get in it?
He didn't oil his hair.
I wash my. What do you oil your hair with?
I live in a house full of women.
Hair
So
oil.
whatever hair oil is
I
available.
shampoo.
Like, if this hair oil gets done, I'm going to the next hair oil.
Let me tell you.
Because-
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Water, funnily enough, is kind of like dehydrating.
Yeah,
It like
facts.
strips your skin of like oils and minerals, and like when you wash your hair, especially with like soap, shampoo, and whatnot, your skin, the same way I'm hoping you moisturize your body.
Popping. I actually do. No.
You moisturize your body because you come out of the shower and your skin has been stripped, so you put them back in.
Okay.
So the same thing applies to your scalp.
When you say oil, does it look like oil? Because there's a thing I use that's like creamy. Like, it looks like
I
lotion.
use the oil that they be using in salons. You know, like a blue bottle. When all the oil in the crib is, that's the one that I'll use, bro.
Yeah.
The one that says anti-itch, anti-scratch.
Yeah.
That thing has like
That one.
8 in 1, bro.
Yeah, that thing works perfectly, bro.
Let's ask the person with hair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro,
bro,
man,
please.
clearly us.
No, look at this hair, bro.
Wait, this is the question.
How long are your
oiling my
dreads?
hair? They're very long. I've had them for like 14 years.
Mad,
Um,
mad.
And honestly, like, I'll
Like there are no
say
extensions, it's all your
it's all
dreads.
me.
Yeah.
But like, it's also like they at some point start to like lose their. Because also I dyed the ends, which is a bit of a blunder because like I didn't dye them in the best way. And also, as soon as you bleach, like, the
Oh
ends
yeah,
will
it
start
kills.
falling off.
It kills the hair. Yeah.
But it's still like down to like here, I'd say.
That's long as hell, bro.
But yeah, thank you. It's been a work in progress. Because I started way too early. You know how you're supposed to start with like a bit of like, you know.
Yeah.
I started like
Oh,
when
you-
my hair was your like.
You
And you just started twisting it.
it just look like worms.
Yeah.
You've seen those
The
Tatalog,
struggle era.
those
Yeah.
Tatalog videos.
I
bruh,
love those
they look
videos,
so
man.
They
bad.
look terrible, and I'm just so glad I got it out the way. Because in
Yeah.
high school, everyone's gonna be bullied. So it's like, why not just do this now? And then
And now, I mean,
Yeah.
here you
I'm
are,
not trying to
Oh,
start
years
them.
later, man.
inches.
That's
Yeah.
not a weapon, man.
So-
Someone attacks you.
No, but you have like an oiling like maintenance routine.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I feel like I know what I use to moisturize. I also
Yeah.
know. I think it's a mixture of like, because you can low-key do too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially with locks, where people will sometimes twist too often or wash too often or whatever. I think it's a mixture of like taking care of it and letting it do its own thing. So just don't let it get too dry. You know, you can do a mixture of like oils, but also water. I think like to hydrate, but then you use the oils so the moisture doesn't like leave.
Yeah.
I think tea tree oil is really good. Argan oil is really good. Usually I do like a blend, and there are some products that can do that for you.
Yeah.
And then just like make sure you re-twist, I guess, every 2 to 3 months. You don't want to leave it too long, but also if you do it too often, you can get traction alopecia. It's just like
the
that's-
stretchy
Yeah.
thing.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's my biggest fear.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I think that actually this is the first time ever, because I've had locks fall out like at the ends. This is the first time ever was this year, and to be fair, it was also one of the most stressful periods of my life. I had a lock fall out at the roots.
From the root.
And like,
Did
that
you
shit-
had a bald spot?
No, thank God. So like I hadn't retwisted in a while, so luckily I just had like the fro.
Yeah, growth.
like,
Yeah.
growth. But I was petrified.
Yeah,
I just
having
remember looking
like
in the mirror
a
like
random bald spot in your
But
head.
there's
is-
one lock.
Yo,
just one lock, and I was just there like,
Yeah.
this is it. Like this is the beginning of the end.
At the end
Yeah.
of last year, I had these braids, and I had knotless braids, and I've never done them before, so I decided to do them this one time, and one braid fell off right here at my,
Yeah.
what's this thing called? Is this the widow's peak?
I actually don't know.
Yeah.
This is a widow's peak. Then
Yeah.
what's this? Oh, this is Cupid's ball. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
this is widow's peak. So I have a very defined widow's peak, right? It has not yet become normal because the braid that was on the widow's peak
Took the
fell
hair.
off with the hair.
Take the oh.
Fell
Why did
off.
why
Was
did
it
they
painful?
braid? Why did they braid this girl out?
Wait, first of
Why
all,
are you braiding this girl out of me, bro?
why are you reading this?
Braiding this
Point.
guy thing is
Braiding
Why
that
right
is
in the center?
crazy,
That's
bro.
wild.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
point.
Give me a line up, man. Let me go. That's line me up, man. I'm trying to
Need
braid
a
that.
taper. Low-key.
Yeah, that's line me up. I go, man.
And let me tell you something. I need you to know that when you have it, you take things for granted, right?
Yeah.
I look very different without my widow's peak. I could not hold my hair back like this.
Could never
What
be
started
me,
doing
man.
something like
Yeah, I said putting like
bang,
side
yeah,
parts and what to distract people from the
Never
fact that
would
something
speak.
is
My shit
missing here.
Low-key inverted, man.
I
Low-key
respect that,
enters
actually.
here.
I mean, people with like my hairline, okay, if as a guy, I'm more likely to go bald, while people with yours aren't.
Yeah, no one in my family is bald, but
Good for you.
the receding hairlines are crazy.
Eh.
Yeah, like that just be like a straight line from here to the beard. Give me
Funny,
10
I'm
years.
going bald. That's
When you're not
funny,
seeing me on camera anymore, just know, man.
Yeah. The one knock I'll give to oiling your hair is that if you live in a place like this that's very dusty,
Oh, your
that
hair
shit traps dust.
Yeah.
No, see, that's
That shit
exactly
traps
what they
dust.
told me, which is why the one I have is like a lotion more than like an oil.
Ooh, actually, other hack. Not really hack, but I think this is it should be a given if your hair, not even if your hair is long, if you just want your hair to be okay, I think it's just cover it when you sleep.
Yeah.
When you
It's
sleep.
like,
Yeah.
Like Durex.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like I think,
Durags, bonnets,
yeah.
whatever, because cotton absorbs moisture. So
What if
why?
I sleep on like metal?
No, unless you have like satin pillowcases.
Exactly.
Yeah. Buy some
But
satin pillowcase.
most people have
satin,
cotton pillowcases. So cotton absorbs the moisture, so it dries out your hair.
Facts.
And
That's why people use bonnets and
Yeah.
durags and
you get lint and shit.
scarves and the like.
Yeah, all like,
I mean, lint is a dread problem.
Lint is a big dread problem.
It's a big dread problem.
You have a dirty comb and a dirty brush. You're dirty.
yeah, but
No,
also,
but like the lint gets, because the hair is like locked literally,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the lint can
Gets
get
in the
stuck
law.
inside the law.
Crazy.
how do you
Yeah.
even sleep, man? You know, you can
Just-
sleep on your dreads.
No, I do. I have. Like, there are times where you also wake up and, like, you have to, I think at this length, you have to get used to just, like, bits. Waking up and you're like, okay, some ends are falling off, whatever. Like, it's just, at the end of the day, it's hair. And also, it's dead hair. So it's like, it is not going to be.
Oh, yeah, dead hair is what falls off.
Yeah.
Like,
But I feel like, yeah, the lint thing was nuts when it used to happen as a kid because, like, no one told me to wrap it. So I was just, like, 13, 14, like, why is there, like, fluff in my hair? And you can do a rinse with apple cider vinegar to get the lint out, which really helps. Sometimes people just dye it so it just looks like hair, which I could not do. I'm just like, that stressed me out.
That's nasty.
But guys are
That's a
dirty.
bit nasty.
As if
That's a bit, you're dying that so you don't see it.
that's
Real
crazy.
I know, it's crazy.
That's
I'm sorry if I just, like, expose a lot of the lock
Yeah,
community.
that's it.
this
But
is
y'all need
lock
to do better.
business. We are knee deep in lock business right now.
Anyway, just if you guys see me starting a dyeing company, just know.
Bro, if you have a beard oil company or just an oil company that you want to like make
Plug.
public experience,
Yeah.
tell us.
But I'll tell you this: castor oil helps your beard a lot.
I mean, I've had
Oh my God,
avocado oil or
yeah.
some shit.
Yo, I remember that. I remember being in uni and it was just like pepper. It was a mess. I mean, everywhere was just like patches. And even my mom was just like, give up, please. Like, bow out, bow out gracefully.
You look bad. You look bad.
And then I did the castor oil thing and then it actually started like having some cohesion.
Yeah.
Nice.
First, see your
Nice,
beard
nice.
properly because now he's going to sell guys a dream. Yeah. Melvin, if I say you shopping for castor oil,
I need some, bro.
You might know.
Who has
guy.
a castor oil company? Hit us if you have a castor oil company in UG, local brand.
Next
yeah,
one
next
says
one.
this anonymous thing has become like my sounding board, and you guys give some dope feedback. Not you guys being my therapy.
You refer to the tag at the front of the pod, man.
the
Get a therapist,
disclaimer.
man.
Refer to the tag.
What's the tag?
This is an entertainment podcast. We're not licensed
It's a
about
disclaimer,
therapy.
yeah.
Yeah. Hella, bro.
We are not therapists.
Hella things, yeah.
0 licenses.
Yeah.
I think the public listeners miss sending in questions. Okay.
Before you are patron, so what's your issue? That's your privilege. Enjoy your privilege, bro.
Wendy rocks.
Yo, Windex, stop sending in questions, bro. Why you rock? Now, Wendy does rock. Wendy does rock.
Oh, this is from one we had last time. Currently watching the pod. I won't be coy, asking for money after lunch or a date. I can't say this word. They will demonetize us.
What?
I wonder, same as you said, are you a productive member of society?
You guys are strict.
I haven't had that. I haven't had that thing, bro. I'm not going to ask if you're a productive member of
No,
society.
no. Remember, I told the story of my friend went for lunch with this girl and their friends, and then after she said, "Hey, like, pay me for my time. I've spent 2 hours with you. Give me money." And then you said, "Bro, are you poor?"
Literally, be for real, man. How did you get here? You don't know how you're going home. Yeah.
What is that yogurt Melvin and Wendy swear by?
Oh, it's just passion and peach probiotic yogurt.
Ooh,
I'm gonna break that down for you. By the way, if I'm still doing some homework, I'll come
the
back.
probiotic
Break
thing.
it down now.
I don't want to tell
Probiotic.
lies,
where
guys.
can you get it from?
Most supermarkets.
All supermarkets.
Most supermarkets, yeah. And listen, this is just my opinion, but if you get that small one, just it's like a small size, the smallest size they have. I don't know, it just tastes better.
It's
to me.
then the bigger one.
Yeah, just because I think because you know it's going to game, like in a few scoops, it just tastes better.
Well,
to
then
me.
you
I don't know
waste
why.
my time.
Maybe that's psychological.
Imagine
But
you're
I've had
hungry.
that.
It's the
I had the-
moderation.
I had the
makes
big
it
one
hit.
once on a story I told when I was like hanging.
Yeah.
It was mob. It still tasted good, but it was just
It
mob.
was just too much.
Yeah. Like a small one's the one.
Have you guys watched It Ends With Us?
It ends with us, not yet.
Yeah, it's a new movie in the cinema.
Oh no, I haven't, but I've
I read the
people are
book
swearing by
though.
it.
Is it the... No, never mind.
I read the book. It's a Colleen Hoover book, and it's a one, right? Yeah,
I
it is.
guess.
That's on Channing Tatum now.
No.
Okay.
That's Blink Twice. This
Okay,
one,
Blink
the main cast is Blake Lively is the chick. The guy is this guy who was in Jane the Virgin. That's his name.
It's a romance movie.
It's DV, yeah, romance, domestic violence,
Oh, that's the one.
and the like,
yeah,
yeah.
mixed reviews. I've had
Mixed reviews. It
very
brought
mixed
up
reviews.
a lot of like because when they're doing promo, when it had just come out, the whole cast was doing promo together without the main guy, the main antagonist. So at first guys were like, is it like a marketing like scheme to like make it seem like, oh, this guy is so bad? But then it came out like apparently he had beef with Blake Lively, and like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, the wife, the husband rather, it's like apparently they kind of like commandeered production of this whole thing, because the main antagonist was also the director. But when they asked him about a sequel, he said, "No, I wouldn't want to direct a sequel. I think I'll leave everything to Blake."
Oh, that's the one where they said that like he had a vision for the movie.
Yes,
and then
but
they kind of like changed it. Like it wasn't supposed to be like a happy romance movie. It was
yes,
supposed to be like
it was supposed
dark
to.
and sad.
And even when he was doing interviews and whatnot, he was talking about it. He's called Justin Baldoni. He was
him, Raphael from Jane the
yes,
Virgin.
Raphael from Jane the Virgin. So he was like, so he was talking about it like, please seek help if you know anybody who is a victim. If you are a victim, he was treating it with so much seriousness. This chick was using this movie to sell her hair care line. It was all flowery and jokes, and she's cracking
Happy
jokes, and she's even as she's coming to like on the red carpet, they're asking her, and like for her, what's more important is talking about, oh, this dress is Britney Spears' dress from 2006. I'm paying homage, brother. This is a movie about domestic, as in, yeah. So there's a lot of controversy around it.
Movie.
Yeah.
Why? What's the question?
This person went thinking it was a rom-com with crying emojis.
Wow.
Yeah, it's same as Blink Twice, man. I watched it again. That movie is dark, bro.
It's dark. Yeah.
It's a horror movie.
No, it's like a psychological thriller.
Okay.
Basically, these chicks go to. I was giving the plot that you can read in the.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Okay, so we released, but just know it's.
No, you can tell. You can tell, man, bro. You can tell, man.
I'll ask after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anyone ever been ignored by their cousins, stroke neighbors in school? They could have been cooler there or older and couldn't associate with you.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, I was never with my cousins in school.
Yeah. Was it in Kenya or?
It was in Kenya. Very briefly, to be fair. But I think, yeah, I don't know. It's like it was one of those ones where like I hadn't been home for a while too, because I just come back from the UK, so I was new and like a bit obviously like estranged to the culture. So I think it was just kids being kids, to be honest, because we weren't like super close as cousins. But I knew they were my cousin, but it like had been a while since we were like together. So I think at first I was thinking, oh, my cousin's here, it's calm, and then I pull up and they're just like, we don't know you like that.
Damn.
It was tough. Like that was tough. But then it changed, I think, fairly like over the course of the year, like things changed. But the initial one, that one hurts. I can't lie, that one hurts.
Yeah, it can be painful, bro. But I'm not gonna. My experience was the exact opposite, man. There were guys who like, those were not even related, bro. But just our parents acting like there was some sort of relation there, bro. Those guys looked out for me.
Yes.
Like, I'll just quote, that's my cousin, bro. Don't ask me how he's my cousin. Don't ask me none of that shit. But that guy is my cousin. Those guys really rode for me, bro. At every level.
Let me tell you this, yeah? Because, I mean, we're going to do the same. My kids will be like, but no, Uncle Melvin is our uncle.
Yeah, how?
Let me tell you this.
Bro.
Let me find out that my kids, any one of my kids, is one of those you can't sit with us people. We shall fight. You can't sit with us, or you're a bully of some sort. Or, let me have a son who picks on girls. Hand-to-hand combat. We are flexing. Like, I don't know, maybe, guys, I need a therapist. Maybe because I had a bully, and my bully, I found out that one of my very close friends, by the way, was bullied by the same guy. My bully only picked on girls. Right? Mind you, I'm 5'3". My bully was also 5'3".
You can't be saying your
Yeah,
height on
checks
the
out.
internet is
How long have
crazy,
you been
man.
5'3", bro?
Yeah.
17, man.
That's the question.
Okay, now that I think about it, which is even sadder.
He might not have been 5'3" yet.
Because at 17, I don't think I was 5'3". I think I was about like 5'1". So
I see, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Easy
5'1"
target, easy target.
At
Why
17
you-
is tall, bro. No, like,
5'1"
believe
at
me, it is not.
It's not tall, bro. It's not tall. 5'1" is not tall at any time. Maybe if you're like 7.
Melvin.
You know, 7. A
I-
5'1" chick at 7.
At 7 is
Those
crazy.
are the big girls.
Yeah.
Those are the big girls.
I have a friend who is 6 foot now. She's a girl.
How old is
she's our age. She was my current height when we were in like P4, so we're like 9.
Those chicks, they used to make them stand at the back of the line.
Or sit
You have to stand at
behind.
the back.
Go and
man.
sit behind.
Or at the back in pictures.
Yeah. No, my thing is, I think that trauma of like having had a bully. If I find out I have a son who picks on girls,
Same.
we're fighting.
Something
That's
has
fair.
gone awry there, man. Something
That's
has gone
fair.
awry there.
It's like,
Do you guys ever fear that thing of when guys tell you that your kids will do to you what you're doing to your parents? There are days when I think about it and I'm like,
That thing is just a fact. I don't think it's avoidable.
I think
don't-
it's. I don't think it's avoidable entirely, but I think it's reducible. Because at the end of the day, anything that goes unhealed is like
Repeats.
is repeated to the same degree. But I feel like the best that you can do for your kid is try and heal yourself as much as possible, just to like minimize, not even minimize like inevitable damage, so to speak, but also like I'd like to think that all the things that like were done to us as kids, you know, like any injury, like there's a time frame with which it can be healed. If parents are willing to like do that work, and like, for example, like having a parent who says sorry, immediately, if you're a parent
That's
who can
different.
say sorry to their kid
Sure.
and admit when they like fucked up, already your kid's gonna be so much better than
Facts.
you were, or like other kids. Maybe.
Facts.
Yeah. So I just think like I don't think it's I think it's avoidable.
that Kasuri thing makes me feel somehow when it comes from my parent, man.
Somehow, like in a good way or a bad way.
Both.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
complicated.
it sounds strange.
Yeah, it's like
for your parent to say, I'm sorry.
yeah. And it's not that they don't, it's just like it's not common. It's not. But also, thank you. But also, man, I'm also sorry for being me. I just start apologizing back.
No, but I think also why that thing ends up happening of your kid will do to you what you did to your parent is because, okay, the older I get, especially ever since my prefrontal cortex fully developed, locked in, the similarities I see between me and my mom. Let me tell you this, by the way. She's going to listen to this. Shut up, mommy. My mom, and I was listening to a pod of recent and Mel Robbins, and she was talking about how menopause is kicking her ass.
You know, I skip those. I be skipping those.
The privilege
bro.
of being a man. Anywho, when I was a teenager, when my mom was going through menopause, we would fight, as in that clash of like, I think like hormones were giving the both of us, so we would really, really fight. But now that we're both out of the woods, bro, we're like sisters. And the similarities, like the way I think, the way I act, the way I react to things. Of course, I mean, being from a certain generation, you're more like emotionally like adept. Like you pay attention to more things and whatnot. But the similarities I have with that woman. So obviously, of course, if I'm not very, now I intend to be very, very like attentive and be that I'm sorry, gentle parenting and whatnot. But obviously, I'm going to react the same to my child. Because me and the person who, it's both nurture and nature, I feel like we're almost the same type of person.
Bro, puberty versus menopause is like a clash of the titans.
It's
Yo, that's
up-
actually
That
insane.
is like a hormonal
wild.
like thunderstorm, bro.
And mind you, I'm the only daughter.
Really just you and her, man.
That thing is not calm.
Okay.
Now for me, it was like twice as long, bro. Because my mom removed the uterus. So now there's also the balancing of the hormones in that phase. We're like 10 years of fighting, man.
But yeah, there's calm after the storm. Now we're chilling.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
I mean,
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we should stop there with the question,
Yeah.
bro. Is that the
yeah,
note we
look at
want
that
to
new
end on,
Patreon.
no?
Subscribe to the Patreon.
No,
I don't know. Can we end on a lighter note? I don't know.
a lighter note is, oh my God. On Friday, somebody brought us cake.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't say that?
We said it on Patreon.
What?
Bruh, thank you so much to that guy who brought
Bro,
that
the
cake.
banana.
That cake, bruh. First of all, this guy is pla. Because we nyammed that cake. So let me tell you what happened. So while we're recording the pod, one of our patrons came and brought us 2 cakes.
Two like
I
loaves.
feel like crying.
Yeah, 2
man.
cake loaves.
Two cake loaves. And so the first one
Yeah.
was a marble cake, right?
Yeah, a marble cake, which we tasted. It was okay. It was a bit like
dry
on the outside, and then in the middle it was soft.
Also,
and
we
nice.
assumed that the cake underneath
First of
was
all, I
the
didn't-
same. We
I
didn't
even
know.
there was a cake underneath.
Oh no, me, I saw that there were two cakes. So I
Yeah.
figured, because we didn't have like a way to pack it or what. So
Yeah.
when we were going home, we figured, oh, we're going to like divide it and like Melvin will bring the rest for you guys today or something.
Yeah.
Then we reach home and then I'm like, bro, let me take my like part now.
Yeah.
So I go on the one underneath and I realized it's
Banana.
banana with
choco.
chocolate
It's
chips.
banana choco. Let me just say this.
Shout out
place was it?
Cafetery.
Your cafe series banana and chocolate
Yeah,
cake.
yeah,
eh?
yeah, 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 yeah.
It's banana choco, bro. It's just banana cake with chocolate chips in it. Oh my god.
And I'm starting a new podcast.
Moist.
With
I'm mad too.
and I need you to know,
I'm going to
yeah.
Kenya.
I'll
I'm
tell you
over
this.
it.
when I parked at her house,
And you're continuing
the plan was to leave some cake for you guys.
Yeah, no. Let me do it.
I'm sorry. First of all, she took half of that
I
cake.
took half of the.
She took half of the cake. eh. When I got asked, I guess chick took half of this cake. She left me in a tight position, bro.
It's the
So-
evil world we
I
live
want
in.
to change
I'll
all
tell
the
you what
logins for
happened.
the social media.
That evening,
You
I had, like when I got home, I had a cup of tea with a part of that cake. By the time I woke up in the morning, my mama yammed the rest, bro. My mom and my family just yammed the rest, bro. And now, when that part was done, there's just a marble left.
Yeah.
There's no way for me to stop, guys. Guys yammed it, bro.
No, but I even feel sorry for them because imagine they nyammed the choco banana and they probably thought the marble
Was also choco banana and all like that. But the marble also tasted better with like,
like chai or something.
yeah, with like home chai.
Yeah. But let me tell you this: that cake,
Yeah.
immaculate.
That's a fire cake. That's a fire cake.
Moist,
That's a fire cake.
tasty.
You
Yeah.
guys do a
So
good job with that cake. That's a good cake.
Cafe Siri knows what they're doing. Shout out to the Patreon that surprised us, but he didn't say hi. He just dropped the cakes
Just
and
dropped
left.
it and left, man, like a bomb.
Very,
Cool,
very.
it was a bomb for real, bro.
Man.
That was the bomb, man.
I'm sorry, I can't get over the fact that like after
Kasi
knowing
no.
he had missed out, you guys go into
Sido
a
is
detailed
devastated.
analysis.
Bro, I'll say this, man.
And you know I like cake.
Even
Nah,
I'm upset.
next time it comes, we'll give you some. We'll give you some. We can't promise
Instead
all.
of giving them the whole
We'll
cake.
give you some,
Yeah, I
though.
thought it was gonna be
We'll give you
like
some.
we're gonna give you no. You can have it.
Yeah, but
Zero.
also just clear something up. He also said in a note that like we said we only want cake. We don't only want cake, bro. You can bring other things. Man. You can bring other things, but that
Yeah.
cake day,
That cake
that
was
cake day
so
was
fire.
special.
That cake
They
was
did something with that one.
so fire.
I've kept the two of you, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but
On that note.
and let me on that note,
Yeah. Go ahead. What do you want to do?
I was gonna. Africa can't unite. Let me
what
tell
did I
you,
do?
I actually
Guys, I want to go
planned.
and buy my own
I
cake.
actually planned to get a quarter.
Yeah.
Then when I entered the house and I tasted it, said these
won't
niggas
lie.
are bugging.
When I got home and I saw you had cut half, like, this chick is a barbarian. Like, you think you know someone. I was like, this chick here is shameless. Like, she knows this cake is for all of us. If you want to blame someone, blame her. She took the first step in the wrong direction.
It's like offering someone a Kit Kat, like part of a Kit Kat,
And she takes half. Bro, chill. When you break half of the Kit Kat and give me the other half, bro.
Like it would be like biting into it like an apple.
I was shocked,
That's the
bro.
type of person I am.
But I said,
I respect it. I respect it.
I
I'm
said, is
sorry.
it? I guess it's the direction we're moving in, man. Yeah, but
Yeah.
listen, there are more days for cake. The guy will bring more cake, I'm sure. Yeah, man. On that note, listen, you guys have a good week. We'll see you guys on Friday. Until then, oh, bro, do you unplug anything before we go?
wait,
Yeah.
Damn, my mind's on cake. Okay. Yeah, I have an EP coming out in 2 weeks. It's called Soft Steps. Please go pre-save that. It's on my Instagram bio and Twitter and all that stuff. At Mouth from Nowhere, one word. Yeah. Tap in. It's gonna be fun.
Your handle is Mouth from Nowhere.
Mouth from Nowhere. Just one word. My Twitter actually is different. It's Kamau Y9er, but the Y is WHY. My Twitter is it's a chaotic place, so be mindful when you step inside. It's not just music; it's like my stream of consciousness. But I've heard it's funny sometimes, so tap in. And yeah, thank you for having me, guys. This has been lovely.
Bro, thank you so much for coming, bro. And yeah, next time you're around, man, hit us. If we're ever in Nairobi, we're gonna hit you.
Please.
And we'll see what to do, man.
For sure.
All right, bro. Until next week. No, until next week.
On YouTube.
Yes, for the patrons, until the weekend. Peace.
Bye.